And we are live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for a very special tutorial and playthrough this evening, because I'm not going to be teaching you the game. We're basically going to spend the next 2 hours working out how to play without the rulebook, just by guessing at what the icons do. No, we're not. Tom's going to teach us.
That's jigsaw rules.
You told me.
I've cut up the rulebook and thrown it in there.
And we're going to just make stuff up. So this is a tutorial and playthrough for Pillars of Heracles, which is on Kickstarter right now. There is a link to the campaign in the description of this video. Tom Heath from Slicker Drips, guest star on the show this evening. He's going to be handling the teach, but before we start, a few things that we do want to say. This game is still in development. In fact, it has changed since you got it.
Yes.
And you've made a few tweaks and changes. And 10 minutes ago, I was painting out one of the icons on this. So what I'm saying is, tonight's playthrough is going to give you a good idea of how the game plays to help you make a decision about whether it's the kind of game you want to back. If you are watching this video in a year's time or 18 months' time when the game finally comes out, it may be different. I don't know how close this is to the finished version. The designer is in the chat, so you might be able to tell us. But yes, this is just going to give you an idea of how it plays. Tom's going to do his best on getting the rules right, but the designer is in the chat to keep an eye on us if we do get anything wrong. And they have sponsored the video, so you're not going to get any opinions from us on this video. It is a sponsored video, so we're just here tonight to, show you how the game plays and help you make a decision about whether it's the kind of game you want to back. As well as Tom, Pete's joining us tonight.
Hello.
And Rob.
Hello.
Rob's going to win, so
Obviously.
we're all playing for second. That's just how these videos work. And other than that, I'll hand you over to Mr. Tom Heath.
Hello. I can remember how this game works. So
You've already done a how to play video on this game.
yes, the how to play. So
The how to play video.
It'd be very embarrassing everything I get wrong in this.
So if you were looking for just a shorter video on how to play the game, that is on Tom's channel. But this playthrough is going to complement that video.
Yes.
Right, what have we got here then?
So this is a portion of the world.
It is.
In Greek times.
Okay.
We are Greek city-states. We've all got individual states that we are in charge of, giving us special powers, the positions we started, that kind of thing. We are playing with one of the optional modules just to show it off.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is Advanced Heroes. They're an extra thing that we can recruit. They've got lovely minis that are prototype for now, but still looking lovely. That's an extra thing. You don't have to have that on.
Right.
There are two sides of the board you can play with.
Oh,
that
right,
will be
okay.
more or less interactive. And we're not playing with it here, but there's also a skirmish mode you can have on, because this is a 4X kind of game, but you're going for control over areas and getting benefits, but you're not necessarily fighting people and removing people from the board.
Okay.
You're adding yourself and getting benefits if you can do that in other people's areas, but you can play an out-and-out, I want to fight everybody and eradicate them from the board mode. So we are trying to establish new regions, we are trying to put buildings out, deploy new units, procure new cards that will give us special abilities, build monuments, go up tracks, some lovely board gamey things.
Now, we've already done the setup before we started,
Yes.
but normally players would have some choice over where they start and certain
Yes, you've
things.
got the regions, the number of players plus one, and they are all attached to a certain type of resource that region will produce. And so we would go in reverse turn order, everyone picking a thing. If you're including the heroes, we have number of heroes plus number of players plus one of heroes.
Yep.
And so it would go in reverse turn order. Someone would get to pick either a hero or a city resource pair. And then it would go in reverse in kind of snake order.
Yep.
So the first player would get to choose two things, and then it would go back around, and everyone else would get to choose the thing they didn't pick the first time around. So you're less likely to be able to pick a hero that's amazing at settling and a city-state that is also amazing at settling. Hopefully players would stop you being able to do that.
Okay.
And I don't think I've given anybody a crazy combo, but maybe I have.
Okay.
We'll see.
Except
We'll see
himself.
as we get demolished. Oh yeah, I've got the...
You've got the crazy combo.
I haven't... my character's been toned down massively in the rules. I've written some extra power on my hero. I need all the help I can get.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing all sorts of things to earn glory. The most glorious wins. The game end will trigger when, collectively, we have reached the end of these tracks equal to the number of players. So
we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks.
6 tracks. Any combination of us can get to the end of these. So if 4 of us get to the end of 1, that will trigger the end of the game. If
Or-
one person manages to get to the end of 4 before anybody else,
Right.
that will trigger the end. So that's one of the triggers.
Mhm.
Or when one person controls 5 cities, everyone's got one starting city out here
Yep.
in their colour. It might not stay your city.
Oh,
Someone might
okay.
have their marker in it later, making it theirs. There are also these generic grey cities
Which you
that will
take
get built.
control of by putting the marker in.
Yep. So if somebody controls 5 of them, that will trigger the end of the game.
Yep.
Or we have these prophecies that are little missions we can complete for points. They're in eras, so stacks of era 1, 2, and 3. When one gets completed, the next era gets revealed. If 3 era 3 prophecies are completed and removed from the board, that will trigger the end of the game as well.
Right.
So
So you mentioned glory. Is that victory points that are counted up at the end of the game?
yes.
Okay. So we've no track for glory during the game.
Yeah, it's to do with various things that you have acquired, and control of cities and regions will be important for points as well.
Okay.
So, if we look at the things that are on your player board to start off
Yeah.
with,
Let's zoom in on my player board.
what we've got to work with. So you've got the city state that you are. So Paul is
That's the one I chose.
Rhodos,
Yeah.
and it's told him the city that he can start in, Rhodos.
Rhodes, yeah.
That's where most of his stuff is. It gives him a special ability throughout the game, and it said that this is a 2-sided board with a different map on the other side. All of the city states are actually 2-sided as well, and have a completely
Right.
different thing
Okay.
for the other game. So when Paul gets extra power for having ships,
Getting one extra
in
power
spaces.
in each space, being granted power by at least one of your ships.
So
Because I'm a maritime strong.
yeah,
Right.
you,
Okay.
you might want to go shipping.
Shipping.
In this case, we have different regions that will relate to the actions. So we've got.
Use your pointy stick.
Oh yeah, I use my fake hand. So we've got deploy is how you're going to get more units out onto the board. Land units, your hoplites, your workers, and your ships.
Mhm.
And there are buildings that we can build: temples, agoras, and citadels. And these pillars will help us get resources and show that you've settled a particular region out on the board as well. You've also got your
Which is
special
the separate
hero,
module. Yeah.
and he's got a power value all of his own, a special ability of his own, and a cost for getting him out once
2
we've
coins.
deployed him. Everything else I'll talk about when we go through the actions, but you can see already underneath the buildings and the units, there are resources.
That's the
That's
cost.
the cost of that particular
Right.
thing to get out there.
Okay.
So yeah, we've all got all of these things in one region. So we start out with a pillar, a starting city, a hoplite, a worker, and a starting resource
So that's a
in our
resource.
starting city.
Right. Okay.
And we have a ship in an adjacent sea space to where we start. And so before we get into the game, you take turns in clockwise order. So Paul is our first player.
Because
We're
I've
at the
got.
start.
Is that
And
this?
That's your start marker.
This.
Yes.
This is the start marker. Right. Okay.
So on your turn, you have a status check at the start, which is where you're going to check control of a few things, see if you're sieging someone. But we'll get into that later because it doesn't apply at the start of the game until you've got some things out. And then you will either advance or replenish. Replenish is kind of freeing up your resources, getting cards back into your hand. So you hopefully won't do that too often. You'll mainly be advancing and taking turns with your cards. So all of the actions and the points and everything really rely on kind of control of spaces.
Mhm.
I'll tell you about control and power. So we have spaces that are the little areas that you start in. So a space is one little section
Yep.
of a larger region. So like Doris here,
Doris. Yeah.
old Doris, is one little space in the region of Ionia. So they're all color-coded,
Right.
the spaces in that region. Each region has got a track that corresponds to it as well. Often doing well in that region will advance you more in this track, but there is also an action that will let you advance in tracks. These are randomly determined at the start of the game as well. These are all separate
Right. Okay.
tiles. And the region has a prophecy. And if you can fulfill that prophecy by mainly having those things in that region,
Yep.
then you can fulfill that prophecy and get points from it. So control is important. You control a city if it's your starting city and no one else's marker's in it, or for any other city if your marker is in it.
Yep.
You control a space if you've got more power in it than anyone else. I'll tell you about power in a sec, but you basically want to have more than anybody else to be considered in control. There are also population tiles out of here. When you want to exert control as you're exploring into new spaces, you're going to want to have more power than these population tiles.
Is that these?
Yes, but as they are kind of in the fog of history, you don't know exactly how strong some of these tiles are going to be. It can give you a range of numbers.
So this is 4.
You know that's going to be 4.
This is somewhere between 6 and 9.
Yeah,
Okay.
and once we go into those regions, we'll see the numbers, and we will you'll know exactly once you move in there, and regret committing to some really, really tough barbarians.
And these are resources that are in there.
Yeah,
And we don't know what
they are yet either.
Right.
So you control space by having more power than any other player and the population tile.
Yeah.
You control a region if you've got more power in the region than anybody else,
Right.
including the population tiles. So nobody can have control of a region until it's been explored and we know what all of these are.
Right.
If there's any ties for control of things, it's based on the track for that region. And if there's a tie, it's whoever's highest in a stack on that. So what gives you power? All of these things that are on your player board, basically. Your workers, your agoras, your temples, and your pillars, and your cities all give you 1 each. It is on the player aid in the power section.
Power. Workers, agoras, temples, and pillars are 1.
Yeah. Cities are 1 as well.
Cities are 1. Hoplites are 2.
Yeah. Citadels are 3.
Citadels are 3.
Your ships can change a bit. They will give you 1 power in a sea space, and you can designate one of the adjacent spaces that they can give 1 power to. Or if they are docked, they're providing the space that they are docked in 2 power.
But not the sea space.
No.
Because they're docked. Right.
They're just docked in there.
Okay.
Your hero also has a completely separate power amount that is based on who your hero is. It's the blue number here.
Yeah.
So I think we're all 3.
2.
Paul is 2. But we have different...
And if that hero was in that space, it would be contributing 2 power to that space.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, on a turn then, we would have a status check, but I'm going to tell you about that at the end because it will make a lot more sense. So generally we're going to be doing advanced turns rather than replenish turns. So we have a hand of action cards.
So I've got a 10-card deck.
Yeah, everyone has the same deck to start with.
Right.
But we will obtain more powerful and interesting cards as we go on.
Okay.
So the cards themselves...
I'm just going to zoom in on my player board and show people the cards.
Yeah. So the cards themselves have got a lovely picture of the person they're depicting. They've got a resource in the corner. Your starting cards have all got 1 resource, but later on, you might have an option of a couple of resources. This would give you 2 in 1. You'll get more powerful as you go along.
Yeah.
They've got just the name of a person. Again, in your starting cards, that doesn't do anything else, but later on they'll have an ability. And you've got a power value here.
That's
So
that.
Yeah, that power generally is for taking an action now. So on an advanced turn, you'll play one of the cards from your hand, and based on its power value, you will move that many spaces in this action rondel here. So we all start on ascend, and usually players will move exactly that number. So if I was to play my farmer with power 2, I would move 1, 2 spaces. I'm doing the deploy action because that's the card that I've picked. If someone happens to move up this track, as Paul has at the start, everyone got 1 track movement based on the region that they started in. Paul, you can actually go 1 further than your card says, should you so wish.
Right.
And later on, you can choose to go 1 less.
Right.
And it also increases your hand size.
But just to clarify, if it says 2, it's 2.
Yes.
Not 1 or 2.
No. Right. Usually, it's the exact number that you...
I can go, if I play that, I can go 2 or 3.
Yeah, you can bend the rules a little bit.
So it's rondel action selection based on that.
Yeah, the power of your cards.
And you will play 1 card.
Yeah, you'll play 1 card for this, and most likely other cards will be involved in the action as well.
Okay.
So you'll play a card to say what you want to do, and then you have got some options. Oh, I should say as well that, say other people had gone before me, as they will in this game, I'm last. If I choose an action, and there are other people in that action, everybody already in there gets to draw a card.
Oh, okay. Right.
So it's a way of getting some extra cards without having to spend a whole turn.
Every other player that is on the space that you land on.
The one that you're choosing.
Right.
So once you've done that, you know which action you're taking. One card's gone from your hand. Then you can do things in any order you like. You can use the ability of the card that you've played, but not its resource. So again,
these don't have any abilities on them. But
these just do
all
nothing.
of these do.
Yeah, monument cards and the character cards that you can gain will have great abilities, and that will kind of play into which actions you want to take, which power is going to be beneficial for you. But in playing their power, you're not getting their lovely resources.
Okay.
So you can use their power. You can move. You can move with any action except ascend. Ascend's got a strike through the movement. And then you will do your rondel action. So you can do those things in any order. You could do your action, then you can move, then you could do the card ability.
And when we say move, we're talking moving pieces.
Moving units on the board, yeah.
Okay.
So, since this applies to almost all of the actions, talk about movement. So, movement is moving the things around on the board. Your default movement is 2, and there's a navigation track up here.
Okay.
That reminds you that everyone's default movement is 2. Progressing on this track will up your movements to 3 or 4, and your movement doesn't necessarily have to be related to the action that you're taking. You might want to be in a particular place, you might just be building it up in steps. So a point moves you to an adjacent space, or in case of ships, from a sea space to a port. So ships, as you might expect, can't go on the land. They can go sea space to sea space, or sea space to port.
Or port to sea space.
Yes.
Yep.
If they have docked in a sea space, if they've docked in a port, the units in the city of the port can jump on that ship for free. Up to 3 things can go on a ship. And in the future, when that ship moves around, there's no extra movement for having those units on there. But the units all have to pay movements each to get off that ship once it's, docked.
So, if I'm here, or if you're here, and you've got 2 moves, can you, 1, those get on?
Yes.
2.
Yes, and they can actually jump on when it's adjacent as well.
Oh,
it doesn't even have to be docked.
They don't have to be adjacent.
Yeah, they can just jump on for that. But you might want to be docked for the extra power and for other things. There are some goals that want you to have docked ships.
Right.
So the land units, if they're not on a ship, they've got to move by foot. So you can see spaces that are connected to each other with white lines, little bridges between some land spaces, so you don't necessarily always have to move on the boats. So, as I said already, when you go into a new space that's got these face-down tiles, when a land unit goes in there, so it's not enough for a ship to be docking, when a land unit goes into a space, you'll flip over and you will find out what resource that thing produces, though you won't get to use it yet. And you'll find out the exact value and the reward of the population tile should you settle that place. So that happens straight away. Everyone gets to see that as soon as a land unit goes in there for the first time. And then we could talk about the different rondel actions. So procure is how we get these new cards. There's character cards, there's monument cards. Monument cards there's not very many of, and they are worth a glory each at the end of the game. And they can have powerful abilities. These 3 here,
those 3
are
the
monument cards.
Right.
And these ones down here are the character cards.
Okay.
So we have to pay resources to claim these cards. You can buy as many as you want and can afford to get. In the corner of the cards, there is either a choice of resource to pay, or you might have to pay 2 of a resource.
Okay, so that's the resource you get when you play the card.
Yeah, in the future, that's going to go straight into your hand when you buy it. So another way of avoiding replenishing and drawing back up is to just spend your cards to buy new cards.
Okay.
So they'll go straight into your hand, and if you use them in a future action for resources, suddenly you've got more options or more resources to give. And the monument cards cost the resources that are on the cards, but additionally, wood or a stone. Or a marble. So it's on the top there that
So a marble or a wood is what you need
in addition to whatever the card wants.
Whatever the card wants.
Yes. So it'd be a good time to tell you, how do you spend resources?
How do you spend resources?
Well, everyone's got one resource at the start of the game
Marble.
that came with your starting space, and everyone's got a pillar. So Paul, say you needed a marble and your pillar's not currently on it. you can place your pillar on there when you need to spend a resource.
Right.
You've now got a virtual marble to spend in this action. Resources, there are no tokens for, they don't carry on between turns. So there are some abilities that are kind of, I think someone's hero can stand on a resource as if they're a pillar, and there are some as are yours, and some cards that might let you use other people's pillars, like. So there, oh right. So there is a kind of risk to, like, if you leave it open, like someone might be able to use it before you do.
But once it's on there,
that's exhausted
until
for now.
I do a replenish turn.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's one way of getting resources, but another very cool way, and how you can kind of do a lot on your turns.
Is the cards.
The cards all have, even your basic ones have all got one resource on them. So you can spend the required resources to buy what you need between spending pillars and spending cards from your hand.
What do? You just put them on your discard pile and
discard a card to get its resource.
Right, okay.
You can also get you can trade any resource in a ratio of 2 to 1. So 2 of a resource can get you 1 of a different resource.
Okay.
Should you really be short of something. So yeah, that's spending resources, I believe.
And that's the procure action, which is all about buying. Buying cards.
And you don't see any. Once you've finished and decided everything that you're taking and take it all into your hand, then we refresh. You can't use cards that you just bought this turn. It all kind of goes off to the side. Once we've finished the action, now the cards are in your hand and we refresh the stacks.
Okay.
So that is all procuring. Deploying is how we're going to get units out onto the board. So the ships, workers, and hoplites, and your heroes in the variant that we're playing.
Okay. Do you want to explain that now? We're just zooming on this.
Yeah.
So this looks like the cost in resources.
Exactly.
To deploy that. Right. Okay.
So yeah, you can choose whatever you want to put out. Again, as many units as you want to or can afford, and they've got different costs. It's in your interests to kind of clear out a row, which I'll get to, but yeah, you could just put 2 ships out straight away if you want to really be powerful in ships, because your ability relates to that.
Yep.
But yeah, they've got resources underneath them that
and
are
the
the
top
costs
ones are cheaper
of
than
getting
the
that
bottom
out.
ones.
Yes.
And you can also deploy your
hero.
as
Everyone's
well.
hero is 2 gold to deploy. So they can go out in different places. At the start, we're going to be restricted to the starting place, but your hero can go to any city or any building that you've built, and they cost 2 gold. Hoplites can be deployed to any of your cities or your citadels. Workers can go to any of your cities or agoras.
Yeah.
And ships can go to any port or sea space that's adjacent to a city or a temple. So when we get to the buildings in a minute, the buildings have some of their own advantages as well, but they also give you more options as to where you can deploy your units out onto the map. So if you manage to completely clear a row, you see to the right, it's got a strategy tile symbol here. This one's the helmets. And the strategy tiles are in 3 different sections up in the corner of the board.
Let's just have a look at that.
And so once you've cleared out a row or both rows, you can obtain one of the strategy tiles for the section that you've just cleared out.
Right.
So if we deploy, it's going to be one of these sections, like fortifications can make one of your buildings worth more power, and through an archery mastery, I think that
have ranged attacks.
Yeah, your hoplites will give power to adjacent regions.
And
stuff.
you would
We'll
take
look up
that
to make
tile and you would place it.
Yeah, you pop it in the now blank space.
Oh, you pop it in there because you played the road. Right.
So you can have up to 2 of them. Barring like everything I'm saying, there may be a card I haven't seen that lets you get more. But yeah, generally you'll get them from clearing the spaces out.
Okay.
And that is deploying units.
Deploy. Build.
Building similar.
Similar for
your buildings are all out there. They've got resource costs underneath them. 2 of each building out there.
Yeah.
So you can build in a space that's got your worker in it. So an advantage to having more workers. You can do more builds in different places with one action, because again, you can build as many things as you want to or can afford. You need to have none of your buildings already in there. So you can only have one of your buildings, whatever type. A city isn't a building.
Okay.
You can have one of your types of buildings, and there isn't another player's building of that
Of the
type
same
in there.
type.
Yeah, so one of your colour, one of a building's type across all players
Right.
in each space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no other player's building of that type in the space, and you haven't built that building in the whole region.
A region.
Yeah, so for the different type,
Yeah.
you've got to
right.
Each
right
region,
out.
since each region has 3 spaces,
Yeah,
you can have at most one each of yours
yeah.
in a region.
Got it.
And
Okay.
again, so the powers of the things, the citadels, as we said earlier, are worth 3 power.
3 power.
That's what they do, and you can deploy hoplites to where you have a citadel.
Yep.
The agoras will give you discounts in the ascend action that I'll tell you about in a bit. Make it much more effective for you going up these tracks.
Okay.
And you can deploy workers to where agoras are. And the temples are how you unlock these mythology card slots. So we will
That's
get
these
the
slots.
favour of demigods, as Rob's already got one from
How did you get that?
starting condition.
Oh,
going
right.
up the
Okay.
track. So you can only have, with no temples out on the board, only one demigod is willing to help you out. But should you worship them a little bit more will be available to you. So you can
Right.
have up to 3 at the top of your board. Should you have built both of your temples?
Right. Okay.
If you gain one and you haven't got space for it, you can just discard the one you've got already. You can discard the one that you would be taking. You always get to draw a couple and choose.
Okay.
And should you not want one, you can energize a mythology card you've already got as well. Rather than take a new one, energizing is basically refreshing it,
Okay.
like untapping it. So temples help you get more of them. And just like with deploying, when you clear out a row of buildings,
You're going to get one of those 2 tiles.
Yep. you get to choose a strategy tile, pop it in the space. It's now
Special bonus.
generally an ongoing bonus, but there is another use for them
Mhm.
that I'll tell you about. The settle action is all about exploring around the board and getting your pillars out, and settling is the nice euphemism.
Right,
These
okay.
people that lived there before.
Yes.
Aggressively
And-
settling them with
yes.
lots of chains and whipping. Yeah.
So if I show you, like, the resources are the resource types that you can see face up.
Yeah.
But if I show you something that isn't in the game, so if we'd wandered into a space and I revealed it and suddenly it's 8 power in there, you want to be able to match or exceed that amount by having the right amount of power in there. It doesn't have to be the first thing you can do. You could have already built a load of things, move units in. However you manage to do it, you need to have 8 power or more to be able to do the
To
settle
be able
here.
to settle.
Yes,
In that region or in that area?
in that
In
space.
that one space.
So it tells you the power value and the reward that you'll get for it. In this
And the
case,
reward
it's
is one
to
of those
get a
demigods.
demigod from that particular deck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have to have at least one land unit, building, or city in there. You need to match or exceed the player with the highest total and any population. So people can be in spaces and not have settled it yet if
Yeah.
they don't have a pillar in there. And so you can go in and settle spaces, and it doesn't have, like, that player can't settle in there anymore, but
Right.
it doesn't really affect how they're doing things.
Now, there's talk on this player aid of Atlantis,
So Atlantis is now an optional variant you can play with.
which
Which
we're
is,
not playing with.
we're not, which
Right,
is an
okay.
but you can have an extra city in the middle that's very powerful that
Okay.
people can vie over.
Cool.
So, yeah, you can get all sorts of rewards from this. Track movements, you can get amphora fragments. I'll tell you about
And
in
it
a
says
minute.
that when you do settle, you remove the population tile.
Yeah, so that's
That's
if you've
gone.
managed it, you've got the most power and you've beaten this, you get to get the reward, take this away, some you want to keep, and then you get to pop one of your pillars out in that space, and you will know which resource it is. It goes next to the space, and now you've got an extra resource that you can
Yep.
pop your pillar on. And should you clear the row of pillars, you guessed it, there's a strategy tile
yeah.
section for pillars as well. So
Okay.
even more abilities that you can get there. I think they double up when you pop a pillar on a particular type of resource.
Okay.
It will get you double that. So that's all of those actions. And then ascend is a little bit different. So same thing, you will play a card to activate it. You can do the card's ability before or after the action, but no movement
Cannot.
anywhere around the ascend action. Not happy with it. So you are going to be paying resources generally to advance in these tracks. Every track has got a particular resource that corresponds to it, apart from the Titan track, which is wild.
Wild.
So you can pay as many resources as you like to advance up these tracks. They want a particular type of resource, and the cost, the number of that resource you need to pay, is the space that you move into. So it's going to get very expensive to move into these last spaces. Make as many as you want. You get the rewards of every step you move to. For the Titan tracks, I said it's wild, but in any particular ascend action, you need to have the same resource paid for every step.
Okay.
So you're defining for you what that's going to be this time. For the whole action. So Agoras, I said they gave you a discount.
You did.
So an Agora in a space will give you a discount on the resource of the space that it's in for every movement you do in the action. So every movement on the... Which track is it? So it would be this track here, the Gladiator track. Everyone would be reduced by 1 for me, maybe more if I've put more Agoras out. If I happen to say the Titan was going to be iron as well, I could have discounts going up the Titan track
now,
as well.
The Agora is there with iron, which means for you to move from the 1 space to the 2 space will only cost you 1 iron instead of 2.
Yeah.
But it would cost me 2, it costs you 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Your Agoras will discount you for the whole ascend
But
action.
it doesn't apply to any track which doesn't need iron.
No, it's just
So it's
just
only
for that
one
particular
and
resource.
the Titan track.
So there is one extra thing that we can do. You see next to the resource.
Amphoras.
Yes, you can get amphoras to progress on these tracks as well. So, I do have one in a population tile. So you can get them in population tiles.
Oh, so on the other side of these.
Yeah. You can get them on character cards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the caveat, I couldn't scribble out every single one. The monuments are misprints. They shouldn't have them.
Right.
Monuments don't get you them.
Monuments.
But the strategy tiles do as well. But there is and the mythology cards, not every one, but some of the mythology cards will reward you with a piece as well. So they've got a top, middle, and bottom piece.
Yeah.
If you can assemble a complete amphora, you can move up a space in any track, which you can imagine it's going to be very useful when you're trying to...
At the instant you've assembled the amphora?
Whenever you want to. You can just
okay.
keep the 3 pieces until it's most profitable, because it would be great if you could save them until you need to spend 5 of a resource.
So you just need to move...
Just 1 fragment.
Right, so
just
one amphora
complete amphora.
moves 1 space up, no
Yeah.
matter how expensive that space is.
But there is a cost. Well, the amphoras are kind of one use, because any amphoras on population tiles, they're discarded and gone.
Yeah.
If you use a strategy tile for an amphora fragment,
is it gone?
face down because you can't get another one. But
Right.
so you don't get that ability anymore. Your characters have all got this little X on here. If you should use them for an amphora fragment, they are exiled out of the game.
And is that from hand?
Yeah, they have to be in your hand.
They have to be in your
use them as
hand.
amphora fragments.
Got it.
And the mythology cards, should you use them, go to the bottom of the deck. So you're basically losing the thing
You're
should you use them for
spending
this. That's all of that stuff. Yep. And then I've told you mostly about the region tracks, but in case there's any icons we haven't covered, the civilization track here, as we said, moving on the rondelle, you usually have to use your exact character's number. Here you can increase it by 1 if you want to. Here you could decrease it by 1 if you want to.
Yeah. Hand size of 6 and 7.
Yeah, your hand size becomes a different thing. All of the tracks have got a little city hanging out on spaces 3 and 5. So should you get to space 5 on a track, you can put this on any space in the region where you have got no city and at least one of your units and buildings in it.
Units or buildings.
Yeah. Either, as long as you've got like some presence in there.
That's when you get to 3.
When you get to 5, you can put it anywhere.
Okay.
When you get to 3, it actually goes to the player with the most power in that region. So there could be a risk of advancing on a track if you're not very powerful in the region.
Interesting.
So 5 is it goes to you.
Mm-hmm.
3 is it goes to the most powerful
Right.
player. If for some reason there is no place in that region where you don't have a city and have some presence, you can put it in a valid space in a different region instead, only if you can't place it in that region. Should there be nowhere that you can place this when you trigger it, it goes under here and it's available for people to build. So we can also build cities with the build action as well.
Right.
These are expensive and there's only 4 available. They cost 1 of every resource apart from wood.
Yeah.
So marble, wine, gold, and iron to
yeah.
pop out. But you can build those in a place where you don't already have a city as well.
So just briefly going through the tracks. That track is going to give you more movement points.
Yeah.
Space 1 and...
So anytime you see this, it's gain a character card at the end of the turn. So again, not a character card you can use
Yeah.
right away for its thing.
And that's gaining
This is a monument card
Right.
from the face-up display. That is the city
Yeah.
that should be above there. Over here, we've got any of the purple symbols are the mythology cards. It tells you which deck you're drawing 2 cards from, and you get to keep one, pop the other one at the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
And over here on the gladiator track, the military track, you are making your units worth more power.
Right. Okay.
So an extra power for pillars, hoplites, workers, and ships as you go up that track. Over here at the mercenary track, first of all, you just gain a character card, but then in the future, you can get your missing hoplites that are hanging out down here by the track. So everyone at the start has got 1 on the board, and they've got 2 available to build.
When mercenaries.
Yes.
Basically.
When you move onto that space, you need to be able to spend an iron to get that mercenary. If you can't spend the iron when you move on there, you've lost out on that mercenary. So,
but this space, I've tried painting it over, and it's not quite worked.
Yeah.
But there is no cost.
your third one is now free.
Your third mercenary is now free.
Yeah, you've bought 2. They've decided to give you a discount on your third one. You're the best customer.
The buy 2 get 1 for free offer.
And the Titan track is mythology cards again. I think slightly different configurations, and you can choose here mythology or character, mythology or
Yeah. Okay.
monuments.
Okay.
I told you all of the bits. Almost.
Designer says Agora applies to the Titan track as well as it is wild.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as
Yeah,
long
we
as
got
you
that.
as long as you say your Titan advancement is that resource,
Yes.
you can have discount on the
Got it.
Agora track as well.
Got it.
So that's an advanced turn. As I said, that's all of the turns you'll generally be doing. But there is replenish as well. So when you choose to replenish, you can discard any cards that you like from your hand, and you draw back up to your replenish size, which by default is 5. But should you progress on this track, you can get it up to 7.
Yep.
You replenish your pillars, so all of your pillars that you've put on resources stay in the same space, but go off to the side. That's available again, and you can energize your mythology cards. So you can see as you use the mythology cards, which I'll tell you about in a sec, they get invoked and exhausted, tapped. They've got a wine cost of 1 or 2 wine. Should you offer that wine to the demigod, they'll be all energized and willing to help you again. So you can do that in the replenish turn.
Yeah.
Which is instead of playing a card to move forward on the run.
Yeah.
And
Basically just get your stuff back.
If your deck's ever empty,
Reshuffle.
shuffle your discard pile and go again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are free actions as well, which you can do in either type of turn. You can invoke one of your mythology cards.
So turn it sideways, do what it says on it.
Do what it says. Sometimes it will be clear that this card is to be used in this situation. You'll know when it's like applicable. You can also invoke mythology cards on other players' turns, but not during their status check.
Right, so not at the start of their turn.
Not at the very start, but in the middle of their turn, you could invoke your mythology card should you need to.
Got it?
You can fulfill a prophecy. There are all these prophecies that have been foretold around the world that are basically have those things in that region.
Okay.
So you just need to have it. The era ones are fairly easy. So someone's just got to build a temple in
That region.
Stera Elada.
Yeah.
As soon as someone's done that, at the end of their turn, they can fulfill that prophecy. So it has to happen at the end of your turn, and you can only do 1 prophecy per turn, please.
And what's the bonus for completing
They
it?
are worth points. So era 1, 1 glory, 2, 2 glory, era
Okay.
3, 3 glory. As soon as someone's between us, we have removed 3 era 3s. We'll know because there's no cards left when someone's done an era 3.
Shouldn't there be a resource for this location?
Oh yes, there should be a random resource. Oh, there it is. Thank you. So that's one of the endgame triggers when 3 of these era 3s have been removed.
So let's just go through these. So that's building a temple in Stereo Lada.
Yeah.
This,
I think it's have a pillar where you haven't got a city.
have a pillar
But no city.
in a space
Without a city.
without a
Yeah.
city.
Shadows cast by fortified might. It has
Citadel.
Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Lonely columns beckon victory.
that one.
Same. Twin toils forge destiny steel. Have 2 workers.
Yeah.
And seas converge at wharfs of fate. Have 2 docked ships.
In that region.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So that's fulfilling a prophecy, and you can also place your siege tile. Everyone has got a siege tile
I
here.
got 2.
Oh, you don't mind.
You win.
Yay!
As soon as someone gets 2, they win.
Okay, new rule.
So, in a space you control, so you've got the most power in that space
yeah.
that contains at least one of your hoplites, because they are the
ones doing
fighty
siege.
men.
Yeah.
and a city controlled by another player, you can place your siege tile down. I'd be very foolish to do it with one hoplite in your beefed up city. But the important thing, you can't do this to a player's only city. You'll never be left with nothing, because you wouldn't find the rest of the game very fun, should you not be able to ever get anything out again. So no siege in a player's last city. You can siege their starting city, provided they've
got
control of something else.
Yeah.
So they are the free actions that you can do. Any number of these during your adventure or replenish turn, but one prophecy per turn. So now I've told you about all of that, we can loop right back around to what a status check is, because the first thing in a status check is siege.
So a status check is the first thing you do on your turn.
And it's
before
really important because it can give you some great bonuses.
Yeah.
But it's the first thing we do is basically check for a siege. So had I done this foolish thing at the start of my turn, I wouldn't have been able to do this anyway because I haven't got the most power. But say I did, and Paul's rushed all of his units back to stop me.
Yeah.
So when I place my siege tile, everyone is going to have a turn. When it comes back around to my turn, we resolve it. So if I still had the most power in that region at the start of my next turn, if Paul hasn't done enough about it, then, or someone else hasn't come in to take control, I would pop my marker in there. Obviously, if things have changed and it's now his only city, can't have their only city, you get nothing. So there is a little extra thing that we can do in this. You can have tactical card support. So the cards in our hand are useful for another thing. So starting with the player that's doing the sieging, everyone involved. So I would get to play some cards. Paul would get to play some cards here. You get to play a card face down for every hoplite you've got in there. So it would benefit the sieger to bring a lot of hoplites in. And the power on the cards, once we've played them all, turn them face up, the power on the cards is added to the power in the region.
Okay.
Then we will work out who has the most power in there. If the losing player played any cards, they draw that many back from their deck.
Right.
But if I was to win the siege, I'd pop my marker in there. If you resolve the siege, win or lose, that's the end of your status check. You don't do the other bits.
Right.
But generally, I don't know, maybe we'll be siegey. Generally, you will be checking for the other things. So domination, if you control a space, a land space, where anyone has a pillar. So you've just got to have more power than that player. You don't have to have built things in there. You could just have moved a load of units in there. If you control a land space where another player has a pillar, building, or city, you can progress on that region's track.
You just move one space
for free.
up.
Yeah,
Right.
just one space up from wherever you are for free because you're in control of someone else's region.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't generally affecting them. Like, they're doing their turns as usual, and you see there is no benefit during the game for controlling like a space unless you're trying to settle or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not affecting your buildings doing things or you going up tracks. And there's consolidation. So the spaces all have little icons on them, which is also the population tiles that got placed on there.
Yeah.
They've all got different symbols. Should you control 3 spaces with the same symbol on there, you can progress on one of the 2 tracks with that icon. So there's the eagle, the helmet, and the cornucopia. So there are 2 tracks that correspond to the cornucopia,
Right, okay.
the
2
eagle.
with the helmet.
Should you control 3 of the cities with that symbol on there, you can choose one of the 2 tracks and progress up there.
Got it.
You can only ever progress on each track once at most in the status check. So being in charge of a million things in one go, you can't just whiz up like turn 1. You're limited to 1 of each track, and you can't go past step 4 with this. So you've got to
pay for that.
do something special, an amphora or a lot of resources, a lot of effort to get to that.
So you still use the amphora, you just can't get it for free with the consolidation.
Yeah, that's free in your status check. You would have to do something in the ascend action.
Yeah.
Or maybe another special effect to get to that 5th space. I think I've already told you in these bits. Yes, I put all that bit in bold capitals. I remember to say it. So yeah, the end of the game is triggered by someone controls 5 cities. Collectively, we've gotten to the end of 4 tracks, no matter who's done it and who's got what. Or we have, between us, retrieved 3 Era 3 prophecies from the board.
3 of these stacks are empty.
Yep.
Yeah.
At that point, finish the current round, play one more round, and the player with the most glory wins.
Okay.
So, the glory symbols, monuments, worth a glory each.
So it's that icon there.
Yes. to the kind of rubble of glory, the rubble of the pillar that will be built up. That's 1 glory.
Right.
Prophecy cards are worth. I can't show you the other ones because that's spoilers.
Right.
But the era that they are is how many
1, 2,
points they're
3.
worth.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. Much more difficult as they progress along. And then controlling a city is worth 3 glory each at the end. So should the game end be triggered by controlling a lot of cities, you get a lot of points for that. And controlling a region is 3 glory each. So first we determine the control of a region, starting with the player with the first player marker and going clockwise. Everyone can move their ships at the end of the game to one dock to say that that's the space their ship is. Like they put it on the space to say that's the space I'm designating, because you know how you can designate a power from a ship. It's giving a power to the sea space, power to one adjacent of your choice, and you can change that choice turn to turn.
Right.
At the end of the game, we just pop it on the space to say
It's one
that's
extra
where
power.
Can
my
it be on a port?
space is. You would have to deliberately put them in a port, just for end of game scoring purposes, for seeing who has control of a region. You're just popping it into the space, because here you could say,
Okay, so
here's having a, like in the game they'll never go on the land space, but just at the end you have to say, before we determine who's in charge of regions, you have to say
Yeah.
where my ships are giving their
Which,
support.
which adjacent land area
Yeah.
they are giving their power to.
Yeah, and only in scoring we pop them on there just for ease, and so you can't change your mind later. Yeah. Ships in ports aren't affected. They're giving their 2 power if you've already spent movement to put them in there by the end of the game. If there's a tie,
In terms of points,
yes, the player who has progressed the most across all of the tracks wins.
yeah.
And if there's still a tie,
Play
the
in.
best tiebreaker, share the victory.
Oh,
yeah.
right. That won't happen. So, it's a lot of rules.
Woof!
But
I got
you,
through that.
You may have seen.
It's simpler.
You may have seen us looking at these player raids as Tom was explaining it. Pretty much the entire game is on
Yeah.
this player raid. So these are really good player raids. They're obviously not final because there's bits on here that are crossed out.
Yeah, there's bits
But
that have changed.
almost all of the rules that you just told us are on here.
Yeah, and on the other side, pretty much most of the symbols of the various tracks and things you might see on cards,
Yeah.
that's on the player aid as well.
Right.
Oh, I'm glad I'm player 4. I can have a
Right, well, right.
rest. Paul, you've got some big decisions to make.
So I roll 2 dice and move that number of spaces around
Yeah.
the board.
And the
Is that
giant
right?
turtle comes on and
Yeah.
starts
And then
eating
the
the
giant
ship.
turtle comes on and eats everybody. Right. So what do I do?
So you...
Status check. Don't need to do a status check.
No.
I either advance or replenish. I'm not going to replenish.
Yep, so you're going to play a card from your hand, move that many
Yeah.
spaces on the rundown.
Am I right in thinking that the only way to draw extra cards without replenishing is when somebody lands on your space on the rundown?
There are other ways as... So, drawing cards...
Oh, because these
Minton.
cards go to your hand.
Yeah, so if you buy new
yeah.
cards or gain them through other means, they will go into your hand at the end of the turn.
Mhm.
And there are cards that will let you draw more. Oh, the midwife right here. Draw a card for every one of your workers on the game board. So a decent one to buy, and then think, maybe I'm going to buy a load of workers. So I can... You might be able to avoid replenishing quite so much. Replenishing is still good because it gets you pillars
Right.
off the resources, and it gives you a chance to
Okay.
get your demigods drunk.
So let's make sure I understand this. This prophecy for Ionia is to have a pillar
Yes.
in a space
Yes.
where there isn't a city.
Yes.
So
In
how
this
do I-
particular region.
How do I get a pillar in here?
So you will want to do a settle action in here.
Which
So
I can only do if I have more power in there
yeah,
than that tile and any other player.
yeah. So
So I've got to build up, move things in there,
yeah,
and get the power.
it's going to be a bit of a build-up thing. You could get
Yeah,
lucky,
that's fine.
and that
Could be
might be
4.
4 power, and you could
That could be 2.
move everything in there, and that would be 4.
Yeah.
But that would still take you at the current movement rate 2 turns worth of
Yes.
movement to do. And well, you're not that vulnerable because no one's anywhere near you, and that's your only city.
Mhm.
So you're fairly safe.
I mean, I'm obviously going to advance, and to advance, I need to play a card,
Yes.
and it's purely the power of the card
Yeah. It's just the power number on it. Later on, you'll be
using the other
benefiting from
stuff.
abilities.
But because I've got this, I could straight away do a build.
Yep.
Which I don't think many other people could. And when I build, so I can only build in there because that's where my worker is.
Yes.
I can build any of these 3 because
Yep.
none of those buildings are in there. And the Citadel gives me power,
Yeah.
which I don't think I need for that area right now. The Temple is going to give me
Slots to put more mythology cards in.
Yeah.
And it lets you put more ships
One
adjacent
ship
to
to
that.
adjacent, right? And the
Which-
Agora, it's going to give me a discount for ascending.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. If I wanted to deploy, that would be here. So, and the cost to do that, right. So my special abilities gain 1 extra power in each space being granted power by at least one of your ships. So this ship is here, and that ship is giving 1 to the sea space
Yep, and 1 to an adjacent land
and
space
adjacent
of your
land space.
choice.
So I'm saying that this is giving 1 power here. It's actually
Oh
giving.
yeah, so
2.
you can actually give 2. So you could potentially, if you were lucky enough that that was 4, you could potentially with 1 movement. It's a bit far to move your settle. I don't know if you've got a card that would move you all the way over there.
Yeah. No, I think we're going to build more ships. Unfortunately, building boats cost wood. Yeah.
You've got
Oh,
got none in your hand.
I got no wood. I might have to buy. Oh, none of these have wood. Right. Where do we
No.
get wood? Sheep for wood? Anybody?
Well, 2, you can trade 2 of any
Yeah, you
resource.
You can.
Two for 1.
Now, is it 2 of the same for 1,
Or any
or is it just any
2
2?
of anything, is it?
Well, ask the designer. Question for the designer. The 2 for
can
1 trade. Is
reply
it
to-
2 for the same?
I can reply to Jamie that
What's
no,
Jamie say?
power from cards is not relevant in the settle phase anymore. That's been changed.
Oh, that's been changed, has it? Right.
Yeah, you used to be able to boost from cards in your hand
But not
to
anymore.
try and reach the number. You got to do more work now.
Not anymore. Right. Well,
But apparently, you can use the myth cards even in someone else's status check now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so they
Anytime
be
you can
used.
use your mythology
anytime,
cards.
anytime. So I'm going to play this card with the number 1 on it.
Yep.
So that's going to go there to my discard pile. But I'm going to use my special ability of moving an extra 1 to move 2.
Yep.
And I'm going to deploy. And then what I'm going to do is I am going... Right, so I don't need marble for any of these things. Surprisingly, you don't need marble to build people. So I'm going to, with some gold and some wine.
another worker.
I mean, yeah, that's what attracts workers.
Yeah, I'm going to place a worker. And workers can go, it says it on here, somewhere,
Yeah, anywhere that you
on a space with your city or agora.
Yeah.
That is my city. There is a worker. And I could, if I had the resources, deploy more things.
Yes, as much as you want to or can afford.
Right, I have done that. What I'm now going to do is I'm now going to do my move.
Yes.
So I've got 2 movement.
Yeah.
And I could basically just move that to there and that to there.
Yep, there is a handy little bridge.
And we're going to
here
walk
in the
across the
land,
bridge.
and they can just march on into Carrier. So as soon as someone marches in there, we get to reveal.
Yeah.
Only a 4.
And there's
There
the
is a
that I
wood in
needed.
there, and there is so the reward for this is to move up that region's track.
Okay.
Once if you settle, you can get that reward.
How much power have I got in there now?
We've got an answer 2 of the same resource.
It is
to
2
get
of the same
another
resource. Thank you.
So at the moment you've got
2 from the
2 from the
hoplite.
hoplite, 1 from your worker, and potentially 2 from your ship. So should you designate?
So I
it.
have 5 power in there.
Yeah.
Which means I could settle next time.
Yeah.
And that is mine. So I played my card. I moved around the
So we can
rondel.
land the ship onto there for free, or
So ships give you a power in the land space, and you can
the sea
designate in the sea space, yes, and you can designate 1 adjacent land space.
So I'm
to receive
designating
1
this
power.
turn that I'm giving my power to there.
But Paul's special ability,
Ability is I get
he
one
gets
extra
an extra
power.
power for each space that are granted power by ships.
Yeah.
except he has to take the settle action in order to.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
To
doing
settle
nothing
it,
right
yes. Yeah. So I played my card. I moved around the rondel. I've done my deployment and I've done my movement.
Okay.
I'm done.
Right. I will start with placing a 1 card.
So you move 1.
Rob Cully's marches out of Pella, and we're going to procure. So, a little bit of. But the first thing is that I'm going to move, and I'm going to move these 2 into Thessalia.
Yep.
This turns out to be a 5, and there's gold in Demdar Hills.
So what's the bonus for?
So that's like any of those pictures like that are all progress on that region's track. They're
Okay.
just different strengths of
Oh, okay. It's a barbarian camp.
yeah,
Is what
camps
it
to
is. Right,
fight.
okay.
Just a camp to fight. So, I'm then going to procure, so I spend resources to take cards from the procurement area. I'm going to activate my harpy to use someone else's
Root down.
pillar. I'm going to use Pete's pillar to activate the gold and take the gold.
So your harpy swoops down and steals Pete's gold.
Yep.
And that exhausts
That's it.
or invokes the harpy.
Oh, I invoked it good. And then I'm going to spend a second gold. So I have 2 gold
Mhm.
to take the goldsmith, who goes to my
Hand.
hand.
Yep.
Yeah, but I can't use him in this turn.
No, it'll come into your hand at the end of
At
the
the
turn.
end of the turn.
The ability is that they make all gold wild in your turn, but the downside is you don't get to use their beautiful 2 gold.
And then I will spend this one, steel, to take the midwife.
Iron for the midwife.
Put a iron for the midwife. Thank you very much. And whilst I'm at it, I will also then spend this wine to take the priestess to refresh my harpy when I play her. Thank you very much. That's the end of my turn. So
You did your move,
yeah.
you did your procure.
Yep.
Those cards go to your hand and we reveal the next one.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Right. Okay. More fancy cards. Big power cards. Pete, you'll go.
So I need to play a card,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's a 1 or a 2, that means I'm going to be procuring or deploying. Procuring means that I'm going to be spending resources to take
That's what Rob just did.
cards from here. Deploying would mean that I would be taking
That's what I did. So I was spending the resources to put units out.
right, and I'd be putting them into. When do I get to move them?
You can do your movement before at any point on your turn. You can do it before you've procured or after.
So
in
if
the
I
future, we've got
choose to procure, deploy, build, or settle, I get movement.
Yeah, anything except ascend.
Right.
You've got 2 movement points at the start of the game until
Okay.
we move across this track.
And that means one guy can move
Yeah,
2 spaces or 2.
Just like what we just did
Yeah.
there and there.
yeah. The only extra bit
Or
is
your boats as
jumping
well.
on boats should you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just
So the units can use a kind of sea bridge.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I'll play a merchant, which moves me on to procure. So I'll go there.
Which means
I-
Rob gets to draw a card.
Draw a card. Lovely job.
So you've got the procure action and the movement, and you can do either of those in any order.
So the procure. I've got a coin here. Do I get to? spend
So
that as
when
well?
you play a card for that, that's that
Okay.
card gone now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, think of it as a
Yeah.
split down the middle, either the top or the bottom part.
These are all my cards.
So your cards are
These
they?
example cards.
They're different on the backs.
They've got little.
Oh, that's the colour. Right, that's what that colour is.
So if I play these 2,
Mm-hmm.
wood and
Iron.
iron for the resources,
What do you want to
then I put a ship.
buy? So you've chosen procure.
Procure is recruiting the people here.
Oh, sorry.
You could deploy if you wanted to.
Did you want to
If you want to play a 2
play
instead.
your first card as a
No,
2?
Rob's already taken his card,
That's
so
true,
he knows
yeah.
what it is. In that case, I'm deploying, so I'm spending resources to buy cards,
Mhm.
which will then go into my
Hand.
hand, but I can't use them this turn. Don't have any of that. Oh, that's a bit of a problem.
Well, I was going to procure.
I don't have.
If you
Any,
want to,
I don't have any wine.
if you want to say you deployed, I'm going to procure, and then Rob would have drawn a card anyway. No.
No, I'm going to just do the thing where you use 2 of something to get something
yeah.
else. So I'm going to use 2 of something to get. Oh no, that doesn't work. Yes, I am. I'm going to use 2 of something to turn 2 marble into 1 wine.
Mhm.
So 1 wine and 1 gold.
Yeah.
I spend those to get the Olympic track.
So
You also need a marble or a wood for the.
monuments require extra cost.
But you do. Oh no, you don't have gold.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
So
I
spend,
think you've got a
I'll
wood.
I'll
or
spend
three
a
of
wood. I'll spend a wood.
Yeah. Which one of those 3 do you want?
The Olympic track, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one
That
step
goes into your hand.
Actually, no. I think we've done it anyway. But if the card provides you with 2 resources and you play it to buy 1 card, you've still like virtually got the other resource
one, yeah.
for this turn. They don't
Yeah.
last between turns, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I could spend more, but not the one.
Not the one that you just picked up.
But I can't because I can't actually reach any of those things. So that's it. That's my turn. I think I've had my go. I could move. I
You've
could
got 2
move.
moves.
So I could choose to move him, and if he's there, he's got 1
Yeah, you
power
could-
going
you
into
can-
there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So if I move him into there, do I get to see what that
Yeah.
tile is? I flip it over, do I?
Yeah, and the
both of them.
and the resource, yeah.
So that's
Ooh,
6.
that's-
No,
The
9.
9.
That's
It's
a
9.
9.
And that's
But there's a big reward. if
Yeah,
you
that's
do.
like a test of the gods. That is. If
Hmm.
you will get to draw 2 of these and keep 1, so
Okay.
a powerful mythology effect.
so at the moment I've got
2 power.
2 power per him
Plus 1,
and 1
from
from
that.
him.
Yeah.
So a total of 3.
Yeah.
So which is not quite
less than 9.
So I think that's going to turn out to be the end of my go.
Okay.
Okay. I see what do you
Your
guys
votes
want?
are 2, everyone else is a 1. Sorry,
Mine are 1 extra.
1 extra.
Yeah. So they're 2 at the moment. But presumably when I'm there. And it's not that each one's 1, it's that I gain 1 extra power if a space is being granted power by at least one of my ships.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Not quite as powerful as.
No.
But, you know.
So what do you give me? I don't need wine. Let's deploy then. So Paul,
get a
you can draw a
card.
card, and then I will deploy Hoplite.
You can move 1 more. Yeah, I think.
oh yeah, Pete didn't actually move a second one. Did you want to move a second one?
Maybe move your worker out so we can build something.
Might as well.
Also, yeah, boost your strength.
That's 1 power as well.
And
Yeah.
a worker. That leaves me with 2 cards, and I will move out into this space. There. And that's it, I think.
Okay. So.
Oh.
So. Right. I'm debating whether to play a 1 card and move 2 or just play a 2 card. Don't know. Because we've worked out I can settle this area. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to play a 1 card, but I'll boost it by an extra 1. So I'm going to settle.
Yep.
So, settling. Land spaces and or sea space without land. So land space, if the power is greater than the player with the most power and populate, greater than or equal to population times.
Yep. So
Greater
you've
than
done
or
that.
equal. So I have 4 because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So I've settled. Remove population tiles and gain the rewards.
Yep. So you take that away and you go up that
My
Regis
hand
track.
size is now 6. I have defeated those barbarians. And I
Pop
place
one of
my
your
pillars.
There you go. And you've got a wood
Awesome stuff.
for now.
And now I can move 2.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, do we just go to Doris?
See what she's up to.
Yeah, see what she's up to. Or we could go somewhere else. So you're saying that this can act. This is in this region here. This is in this sea space.
Yes. It's one big long sea space.
So I
That's,
could go 1, 2,
Oh yeah. Sneaky. Yeah.
because this looks a bit too tough. So we're going to have a look here. We found some marble and a middle section of an amphora.
Yeah.
And that,
I think the cornucopias are all amphoras. I think I
Okay.
might be right in saying that.
okay.
But they're all 4s as well.
Right.
They're the only ones without a range on the back.
That's my go done.
Okay, so the card I play is Midwife, which moves me 2 onto build, and then the effect triggers as well, which is draw a card for each of my workers on the game board. So I get another card into hand.
Nice. Then you just got a pal.
Yum, yum. And then, because I'm on the build, we will spend 2 marble to build a temple in Thessalia. Temple, unlock a mythology slot, so I can now have 2 of my mythologizers. And something else. I can't build anything. I can't build anything else because I could technically build another city there. It's not worth it because I need one of everything. Having a city. I think that is where I will stop for that turn.
Okay, so if I play blacksmith for 1, I move 1 space on the rondel.
Oh, building
So draws a card,
is it a bonus action.
2 gold.
Is it?
Yeah, in the deploy action.
So it says you still have to take the deploy
Yeah.
action to do it.
When do I get to do this?
So that's you need to use that as the card that you're playing to move the rondel.
Oh, I see. So if I play that instead
Yeah.
of him, if I play that one,
And you can do it in
On your turn at some point.
yeah
Whenever.
the ability of the card, the movement, and the rondel's action. You can do them in any order you like.
ability on the card, the rond, so I could boost before I move the rondel.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Oh,
You've
after you've
moved.
moved, yeah. You move first, and then you can either use the ability, move your units, or do the action that you've moved to.
So I move on the rondel,
Yes.
which is different from movement
Yeah.
on the board. Okay, so that happens first thing, whatever.
Done.
So okay, now I can move units.
Mm-hmm.
I can deploy,
Yeah, and put
and
more
I can
units out.
do this.
Yes.
In any order that I choose.
Yeah.
So you can either on this track you'd make units more powerful, and on this track, if you can spend iron, you can get an extra hoplite out anywhere you have a city. But you have to spend an iron when you progress on this.
Just remind me about the prophecies. When do you do the prophecies?
At the end of your turn, you can fulfill 1 prophecy. Oh yeah, you should have done that. And then you can see the mists of Ionia have cleared. Sacred visions by temple light. You need in that region a worker, a temple, a demigod, and a monument. You need to have like a monument in your hand,
Okay.
I guess.
In your hand or just in your deck?
In your deck. You may
In your
search
deck.
your deck to show that you
To
have
show that
these
you have them,
cards.
right.
If you do shuffle your pile, have at least the indicated number of mythology cards energized.
Energized, right. So, okay. Got it.
So get those gods drunk.
Yes. Sorry, Pete. No, I
Okay.
just realised I should have done that at the end of my turn.
Okay.
Nobody in the chat reminded me. It's just, I mean, they may have done and I may not have seen it.
So if I'm going to use this Olympic track, I progress 1 step on a gold or silver helmet.
Yeah, either that
Do
one
either
or
of
that
these two.
one.
So this one's all about making certain units worth more power. So the first step, it would make all of your pillars worth 1 more power. So
Right,
1 to
okay.
2. Where over here, you've already had the free character card
Yep.
at the start. So your next step is, if you can pay an iron,
Yes.
you can have a hoplite right now in your city.
In my city.
But you have to be able to pay for it when you move.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an immediate.
But then the hoplite is available to move around.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that, although it would seem an obvious thing to do because I'm already part. I'm going to do
You're gonna
this
do
one
that?
instead. So,
Now, so we've got them here so that people can see them for the overhead camera. But didn't you say something about?
Yeah, they'll stack once they're on
So
same spaces.
that's on top of there.
Yeah.
okay. And that means that I've now.
On top of or underneath? Because I thought we broke in.
I think it's on top of, but yeah, the most recent is the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So green is ahead on that track because they've got their afterwards.
Yeah, it definitely said on top is winning. Check it doesn't say put on the bottom.
If I do that, I'm going to end up with no cards in hand, which means I'm going to have to do
Do a replenish, which is not bad. You get the cards back.
Yeah.
You replenish your pillars so
And
that
your mythology.
Rob can steal it again.
Oh yeah, get on with it, would you? A busy man, gold to steal.
I think sorry. I think I might change my mind in that case, if that's all right.
Yep.
And then sorry, not do that. I'll move that one that way instead. I've got the steel, so I'll pay that.
The iron.
The iron.
Oh, where's this going?
So I'll
then?
pay the iron.
Goes there.
It goes there, so I get an extra hoplite that goes in there.
Mhm.
I've now got 2 movement.
Yep.
So I could move that one to there, and that one to there as well.
You can. So
Are
you
you-
reveal these new tiles.
Are you doing a turn or a replenish turn though?
He's doing a normal turn.
He's doing
Oh,
a
he's doing
normal
a turn,
turn.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're just playing, aren't you?
Wine.
Wine and
4.
okay. And I think that's the end of my go. I haven't got the resources to actually deploy, so I'm just going to pass on
Yep.
that.
Okay.
Just checking the regions.
Yeah.
That's Ionia,
Yeah.
which is the
Anything
yellow.
yellow.
This is blue. What's this then? Because we've also got purple here.
It's the purple region.
Okay.
I don't know what the
So
blue
what's the
bit
blue
on the
region?
other side. I think this might be the same. There's like a space. No, that's a different game I'm thinking of.
Different game.
I don't know what the blue region is.
Okay. We'll ask in the chat. What is
But
the blue region?
I think.
But
I think
the
I
purple
think the
region
proxy
is
applies to the purple region. Yeah. Maybe this is just
Particularly.
the fortunate isles that you can move through should you wish.
right.
I will move 2 then and give Paul a card again because I want to settle, and I've got 4 in here, so I can have a bit of an amphora, and I think that's all I can do. So you could, had you manoeuvred yourself sufficiently, you could settle loads of spaces in one go.
Right.
Should you have
Okay.
managed to do that, but just one.
Just checking.
Early
Right at the
doors.
start, you mentioned about control.
Yes.
So if Pete stayed in here, he did not have control of that space. No.
Which
didn't.
Which space?
This space. He didn't have control of it because the native
No.
population,
Yeah, they're way more powerful.
strong,
Yeah.
which means he couldn't use this.
No.
Right.
He couldn't do the settle action to get a pillar out there, no.
Right, and you've got to have set. Oh, right, because you
Yeah.
put the pillars on it. Right, of course, yes. Thank you. First game is always going to be longer due to the learning curve. Yes.
And it's not applying yet, but we need to keep in mind the status check. I don't think it's going to apply until we've spread out. There's only 1 icon in each region, I think. So until someone's spread out
Control
to
3
3
or more land
regions,
spaces with the same icon. Right, okay.
or
yeah.
if somebody goes into a place where
What icon
someone
is in
has
there?
structures.
Is there an icon in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an
It's
icon in
underneath
everything.
It's underneath the resource.
So you've got a cornucopia one. So that's
Yeah.
2 out of 3.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've got 4 power in there.
And they do correspond to the population tiles as well. Should there
So
still be one?
I could, if I wasn't already on settle, I could settle there.
Yes.
But I can't, so I won't. We could deploy. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to play this card for 2, except I'm going to move 3. So I've landed on green. So Pete draws a card. And I'm going to spend wood and iron to deploy a boat. And boat deploy adjacent to a city or a temple. There's my city. So the boat goes here. Now I could also deploy this if I had a gold and an iron. I
Yes.
don't. I have a wood and marble, which is of no use
Make a lovely statue.
whatsoever. But what I could have done is I could have kept that in hand
And spend that
and
instead.
spent
Yes.
that instead. And then at least I've still got a card in hand. Now I also have 2 movement points, I believe.
Yes.
So this guy's going to get on here and go here for 1. And this boat is going to go here for 2.
I think that counts as a land space.
Is that a land space?
I'm not sure, but
I think so. 'cause
Clarify
it's got-
for
it's
me.
got the ports.
Oh, it's got
Yeah.
the ports
I
around
think it's
the
just very.
outside.
It's
It's a
very
collection of small
yeah.
islands.
Right. So
very
we'll go here.
island-based lands.
We'll go here.
Okay. All done, Paul?
I think I'm all done. Yeah.
Right.
The blue area is indeed for Atlantis. Right. Okay. There we go. Isn't that 3 movement? No. No. So from here, so this is all one big sea area. Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry. Yes, it's 1, 2. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 1.
Paul's using the classic Greek ship bridges.
Yes.
Right. I'll move 1. Settle, which gives from the
Next
card.
card.
Thank you.
Okay, so in this region, I have 1, 2, 3,
We've got a temple.
4,
4.
5,
Yes.
6. Because my ability means that my power in every region is added additional wherever I am on the tracks.
That only applies to control of regions.
Whenever you evaluate
Well,
power in any region, it says whenever you evaluate power in any region, which I'm doing, I'm
Including in the
Maybe
game.
you're
end.
right.
Yeah.
Macedonian might. Okay.
We've definitely got way more than you need to
Yep,
settle
so
anyway.
it's done. So
So you're settling.
Yep.
So they go,
there you go, which pushed me a 1 on here.
Yep.
Which gets me another 2 of these. Pick 1.
or one of these cards for free.
Yep, I'll take one of these. We know how naughty they are.
Because you can have 2, because you've got a second. You've got a temple, so you can have 2 cards.
Yeah.
Got it.
Riff.
Ooh,
Just check I'm right on this. I think at any time you gain 1, should you really not want them, then you can just energize one you've already
You
got.
could energize that instead.
to keep up with the winged theme, I'm going to take Icarus because I can have 2 of them now.
Oh,
the
they are
city
land
region.
and sea spaces.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting. All had moved through Doris, would he have explored the space?
Yes. As soon as a land unit goes into the space, it gets explored.
Even if I then walk out
Yeah.
the other side.
Okay, and then I do that. So, just to confirm, move 1 of your land units or ships on the game board to any land or sea space. But if I wanted to, I can activate Icarus. Land units. Ooh. 1, 2. Oh. Just so I can use these at any point in my turn.
Or somebody else's turn.
So, because I'm currently on the settle phase, I activate Icarus, move him to there.
Move 1 of your land units or ships on the game board to any land or sea space. Yeah.
So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, and can settle again.
So you use the same troop?
Technically, I didn't actually need to see. Just add up. Didn't actually need to use him, I think. So if I had 1, 2, needed 5 for that one.
Yeah, so you would have needed the worker here for the 5.
1, 2, 3.
So is settling all simultaneous or
So I didn't need to use. So yeah. So is it 1 region at a time?
Yeah.
I don't
Is
know.
what he's done allowed? Is what he's done allowed? So what Rob's done is he's settled. He's choosing the settle action. He settled here. He had 5 or more, which is what he needed. Then he's used Icarus to move 1 person here. That person was needed to make the 5, but then because he's still in the settle phase, he also settles somewhere else. 2 of the winged demigods came out. Dangerous combo. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here, is that allowed, what he did? If it is allowed, something like that will definitely need to be in the rule book, because otherwise people are going to ask if that can be done. Because you said earlier, when you settled, you could actually settle more than 1 area at a time.
Yeah.
The question is, in between those settles, can you move a unit from A to B?
Oh, bother looking. We'll get a better answer
we'll get the
directly.
answer from the designer. May
I don't
not
think-
have thought of it, or
I don't think
or
it
may
said if you have the winged demigods.
Yeah,
So what's
because they can be used. It says on your turn.
land spaces, because it doesn't say that I'm activating. It's just, is there enough power in there? That's not a legal move. Okay.
It is not a legal move. Okay.
So how am I? Just so I understand, what am I doing wrong that makes it?
I think I'm going to guess when you settle, you're settling. You can't interrupt that by saying, "Oh, I'm going to
Or maybe
settle
like-
here, then move to there, then carry on."
You
settling."
maybe like the same as gaining the cards. You
can take the
you don't
actions
gain
which are available to you
Oh, you can't
in any
settle
order.
out with- Okay, gotcha.
But when
Yeah,
you're
that
settling,
makes
you're doing
sense.
all of your settling all at
Yeah.
the same time.
That's fine.
Yeah,
So
finish the whole thing and then you can do because it's like a free action that you.
Technically, we didn't know what that was, but I was going to move into there
Pop-
anyway.
pop that back.
Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep,
what is it?
yep, 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 donkeys are aliens. That finishes my turn. Then I won't use Icarus to activate there. So I think that's me done.
Right. Pete.
So I'll play a sailor at value 2 to move myself onto settle.
So red and yellow both get to draw a card. Have a card.
Ooh. Be able to do something this turn. Oh, I can.
I will then settle. I have 4 power.
So you have 1, 2, 3. This is providing.
Or I've got 6 in total because I'm Sparta. I have an extra 2.
Just
So-
because.
Well, I don't need the 6, but I've got it if I
So
want.
how are you getting an extra 2? Was it so
Because it tells me I've got an extra boost to your power by 2 in every space you want to settle
when settling?
during each of your settle actions.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So you got it. So you get that, and you pop a pillar in there.
And what do I do with this? Just
Well,
keep
that is
it-
that is a third of an amphora.
Oh, I see. And it's the bottom bit
It's the bottom bit.
of an
Yeah.
amphora. Okay. So I put a pillar in there. Any pillar, it doesn't matter.
Any pillar.
That one.
Yep.
And I'm now pillared,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got movement if I want
You
to.
have 2 movement if you want it.
Let's move that there. And let's move him in there as well. Okay, that's my go.
Okay. Definitely do a 2 to procure. But what I can afford, it's another matter. Oh, okay. So I get a discount of 1 resource in each procure action, which unfortunately I remembered after I skipped past it the first time round. So I
2
will
iron.
do 2 of the same thing to trade for a gold, and then I'll pay a steel and a wood to take
It's big.
monuments, so I can use the ability of a face-up carrots card in the procurement area and take it. Not yet, yeah, not yet though. And then I've got a marble left, so I imagine we are in the priestess, which also goes into my hand, and that gets discarded. And that is everything that I own. And I could move, but do I want to move? Oh, I might as well move a bit.
Right. My go.
Yes.
So unfortunately, I've got a 2 in hand. I don't want to do 2, and I don't want to do 3.
That's a really bad number to have in hand then, Paul.
I know.
You could replenish,
I could.
and you could discard that sailor,
I could.
should you wish.
Because if I was to do 3, I descend, and I've got no cards in hand.
Exactly.
All I've got is 1 marble, and that marble advances on this track.
Or the Titan. You could get a down.
Oh, the
guard.
Titan track. Ah.
You could say for your purposes the Titan track is marble this turn.
That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to play that card for 2. I'm going to boost it by 1 to go 3. Land on the ascend space.
Yes.
I can't move.
Nope.
But I will spend that 1 marble to move along here.
Yeah.
Which gets me.
Draw the top 2 and pick one you like. Yes.
The centaur. And that is me done.
Right. I'm going to use my priestess. Move to forward 4. Swing
4.
back round to build. Thank you. So, first things first, I can move.
That's 4. Wow.
And the ability lets me refresh on my mythology cards. So, question is 1, 2, 3.
Actually, you want to use your Icarus first.
Just reminded me, confirming control of a region. Have the greatest level of strength in there.
Yeah, have more
Equal
power
to-
in the region.
Equal to
Yeah.
or more.
Gotcha. So I control these 2 regions at the moment.
Spaces, yeah.
Yeah.
The region's the
Sorry,
whole.
Sorry, these 2
colour.
spaces. Land spaces.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't forget the rest. You can replenish. Yep, I'll be doing that next time. Very probably. Just didn't want to do it before spending that marble because it
Yeah.
would feel inefficient. Whenever I make an inefficient move, the power goes out in the house for 5 minutes. So, just to try and teach me a lesson.
I'm going to move him to here. 1, 2. Which now does reveal that that's that. And that's that, which
Mhm.
new. First build action.
Okay, it's gone now.
I'm going to spend
Put the turtle on it.
1, 2 wood
What's he doing? He's building
to build my Agora here
with the worker. Yeah.
with the worker. And then let's into my build. Do I want? So that is currently 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use Icarus
Mhm.
to fly him to here. 6
Gold.
gold. Then I'm going to trigger. So I know I can't build anymore. I'm going to trigger her ability, which lets me re-energize both of
free.
mine for free.
All right. Okay.
And
You definitely don't have to pay.
it
says for free, it's-
yeah,
right,
it's
Because normally energizing just costs 1.
yes,
Right.
That's right. It's a send that lets us charge up on these.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it? Yeah. So this cornucopia symbol, Tom.
Yeah.
Which of the two? Does either of those two cornucopias? There's 2 cornucopia tracks.
For what? Sorry, for
And using this ability.
oh.
Right,
So when you
right,
take this,
Agora.
when you take
Yeah.
the ascend action,
Yep.
yeah, any track that needs wood to spend, you get a discount off. So it's
Oh,
either this
Oh,
track,
it's the wood. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought it was the cornucopia.
it's either this track, or should you say that this track is wood this turn?
Perfect.
Each step would be.
The chat is telling me something. I don't know if you mentioned this in the teach, and if you did, I missed it. But after you've ascended, you can either replenish your hand or replenish your pillars.
I don't think I said that.
Right. So something else happens when you ascend.
You can do half a replenish.
Yeah. So replenish your hand or replenish your pillars.
Perfect.
Well, it says replenish pillars and optionally energize mythology
I'm going to
cards.
apply him over
So
here.
I will have 6 cards in hand.
Okay.
Thank you, chat. That's why I didn't remember it.
So Icarus flew both them over to there. I think I am done. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to replenish, so I get my.
So you may discard any number of cards from your hand.
discard that one,
Then you draw back up to your hand size,
which is 5, isn't
which
it?
is 5. And then you replenish your pillars.
4.
And if you had any mythology cards, you could pay 1 to energize them.
Okay.
Your go.
So I'm going to do my Acropolis. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Paul gets a card again.
Another card.
So I'm performing the ability of a card and then taking the card into my hand. I'm assuming I can't use the card for its resources this turn, right?
I'm guessing not.
But regardless, I'm going to do it. Should it be in my hand,
So
I'll get
perform
to.
the ability of any face-up character card in the procurement area.
So I am going to build a building or a city with a 1 resource discount.
And then
So-
take the card into your hand.
For a marble, I will build a temple where I've got a worker. The replenish limit of 5, which can be yes. So the card I just got from the Acropolis, I can't use it in this action. Am I right in saying?
We're going to assume not.
I still get to replenish. Just an awful ascend action, I suppose. But yeah, I'll move up a track should that change, but I'm just going to replenish otherwise. Get it after the action.
You done?
Whole action, like at the end of the turn, do you mean? Yeah. The only thing that'll change is I'll move up a track, which won't affect anything.
Right. Well, I'm definitely moving one because everybody else is getting cool cards and I'm feeling a bit left out. So I'm going to play this card to move one. I'm not going to move any further. And I am going to procure. So I can procure as many of these as I want with as many resources as I want. Except because I didn't replenish, those are spent. Okay. Well, let's... I don't have any wine. I've got one wine. Okay, right. Let's spend a wine and an iron and a wood to build the theatre. And I'm going to spend no. An iron, a gold, and a marble for a treasury.
Oh, he's got double monuments.
Double monument. Those go there. Those go into my hand.
Yes.
I still have 2 movement. So. So if we're saying that this is a land space as well as a sea space, does that mean I can go 1, 2?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do I want to do that? I mean, it's kind of going on a scouting mission. But can he move from there to there without a boat? I'm going to guess.
I would assume.
Well,
so I guess it's a strange one, isn't it?
it is. So can you move around the purple area without a boat? That is the
I'd say
question.
just space to, because they're just like adjacent white spaces. I would say yes, but I suppose because they're in
They're not land.
the way they're drawn,
The way they're drawn,
there is sea in the middle of them.
yeah. Is that bit not explained in the rule book?
There's not little bridges.
So,
Yeah, I keep forgetting to actually claim the prophecy card. I'll do it at the end of my next.
the
turn.
prophecy card.
Oh yeah, I did. I've done a prophecy as well. I forgot.
Yeah, tried it twice now.
Yeah, I forgot about that up there.
I'll try to do it at the end of my next turn.
I don't. Maybe it's somewhere in an appendix or something. I don't remember
Okay.
it saying. I played on the other side.
Right. Okay. We'll go there.
Where land was land.
Right. So the answer is yes, you can. They are land spaces for the purposes of the game. Right. Okay. Cool. And that's my go done.
Okay. So I will spend 2 to jump to ascend.
Right.
Thank you. So going up.
Red gets a card.
Ooh.
Now things are going to change around here.
So I can go up 1 on here for free because I have an Agora in the wood.
So you get a discount of 1 wood,
Yep. So that lets me jump up to.
which immediately gets you a character
Yep.
for free.
What have we got there? So discard 2 action cards to progress on any track where there is. Sorry. Any track where there is another player's marker ahead of you. Rector is.
This, by the way, is a character card.
Okay, the icon's changed, has
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it shouldn't be the back of the card.
Right. Okay.
Take a card from your hand. Also, any card I like. I think I'll take the Rhetor for free because what we will go into my hand at the end of the turn, and then I'll spend 1 wood to go up again on this track because that's 2 with a discount of 1 from this one.
Mm-hmm.
I then would need 2 wood to go up that 3rd time, so I won't. Is it only 1 track?
As much as you like.
Okay. What about that track?
So you've got to designate it as a resource, but
So if I designate it as wood,
yeah, you can
You
go
get a
up
discount of
that would
1, so you move to here.
Move it 3. Okay, so that would let me draw 2 of these.
Yeah, now you can't have the...
So it doesn't particularly good. I'd have to throw away one of my other ones.
Or you could just energize that for free.
Oh, can we... That the ability?
Is that instead of taking the 2?
Sorry.
If Rob was to gain this ability,
Yeah.
could he just choose to energize that? Does he have to decide that before drawing the 2 cards?
I don't know.
Okay, that's a rules
The
question.
energized bit is a new bit.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's not in the rules.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm going to draw 2 to see what we get. And then...
instead of the draw.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
These are the strategy tiles.
Those are strategy tiles.
Okay, I choose not to take either of them.
Okay, and then so you energize Icarus.
Okay, super. I think. Oh, and then because I did an ascend action, I can now.
Either replenish your hand or replenish your pillars.
Is that before or after this draws? Oh, that's after. So I do my ascend bit first, then I add him to my. So this card that I bought,
Yeah.
does it go into my hand before or after I do the ascend ability that lets me draw my hand back up to 5?
Mm. It's when exactly did the cards go into your hand when you procure them?
After.
Okay, so I draw
So
back
you get
to
an
5.
extra. You get an extra one. Yeah.
That's right. So I have to take that one because it's the top, and then I get 4 more of these.
Alrighty. Peter.
So if I play Explorer,
After, sorry. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Appearing to say yes. Yeah. No, so I get. Which way around is it?
Yeah.
You get the bonus card and then draw. Misunderstood.
Yeah.
So
So I add it.
you'll still end up with 5 cards.
Yeah. So it's, I'm ending up with 5 cards. This one goes
Yeah.
to my hand, then
And
I
then
do
you'll
the
draw up,
attention
yeah.
draw up. Thank you. Right. Then I actually remember to take that one.
So we have a new prophecy, which is 3 ships docked at port and
An
Citadel?
Agora. I
Agora.
think. Yeah, that's an Agora.
it's an Agora.
Instead of the draw, so because I chose the draw, I don't. So it's either I energize it or I draw 2. In fact, I didn't keep one.
Oh, sorry, right. Oh, okay.
It's about that I still
So you've got to
drew.
decide not
Yeah.
to draw altogether.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
still chose to draw,
Yeah.
even though I didn't keep them all, so I don't get so Icarus is still knackered.
Thank you.
I'll tell him to flap harder next time. Okay, we're done. Back to you, mate.
so I've played a 1 card, which moves me onto Ascend.
So red and yellow both get to draw a card.
I'm red. Great. Ooh.
Draw a card.
Oh, yes, thank you.
And now Ascend means I get to look at all of these tracks and potentially go up on.
Spend resources to move up.
Yes.
Okay, so where do which order do I do them? Does it
Whatever you
matter?
want.
Okay.
Completely up to you.
In which case, if I start over there,
Yeah.
Mhm. Gold.
that will cost me a gold. I'll
It
use
costs you
this one.
3. It's the number of the resource to the space you're moving to.
Yeah,
So,
so-
it costs you 3 gold to move up on this track again.
Because you're already here.
Okay. And it's going to cost me an iron to get the.
Yes.
Yes.
Um, in which case, I can't do that. So, I'll go up on this one then, which
Yeah, so
Gets
that's
me-
a marble.
1 marble.
marble.
So whenever you're playing your power card, you can
Okay.
treat it as 1 higher on the rundown. If you want to, you don't have to.
Okay. And that track is anything.
Anything you want.
Yeah, just got to be the same thing for this action. It's got to be you'll designate
So-
1
so-
resource for it.
This is wood.
And the first space would get you a character card. And then this one here is wine, and you'll get a mythology card. This one is iron, and your pillars would be worth 1 extra strength each.
and that one's gold.
You've got this.
This
But I need
one's
3.
Yeah, you'd need 3 because you're already on space 2, and an iron to get the benefit of the guy. And it would also trigger this,
Mm-hmm.
which is the person with the most power in the region would get to place this city, which is you.
Okay, I think I will do that.
You've got this.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
I think I will do that.
I think I
So
only did
I'll-
last turn. I forgot
I'll
last turn.
spend 1 gold there,
Yeah.
1 gold there, 2 wines to make a gold there,
Mhm.
Yep.
which moves me up.
But you haven't got the iron,
I haven't got the iron,
Okay.
so you don't
So-
get the mercenary.
so I
You
don't
can
get
place-
the extra guy.
So
You
you
do
can
get a
place
city.
the city in a space where you've got.
Here,
It goes to his notes. I think it's just where you've got presence, right? You don't
No
have to
power.
work or anything.
and I put my disc in there.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, at least one of your units or buildings.
and then I can use wine to go up on one of the tracks. It's this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
So I can go up on this track
Yep.
using that wine. So that puts me here.
So you draw 2 of those,
Two
choose
of
one,
these.
and slot it into the top of your board. And that's your go done.
I've got movement as well.
You don't get to move when you ascend.
Oh, you don't? Okay. But I do get to do half of a refresh as well.
Yeah, to either refresh your hand
Yeah,
or
or
refresh
the
your pillars.
pillars.
All your pillars. Hmm.
Okay, well, what happens to the one I don't choose?
Bottom of the deck.
Take Cyclops. And I'll refresh my hand, I think, since I don't have any cards left. I'll draw 5. Yeah, 5. Okay, that is my go.
Okay. I'm going to deploy and build a building with a discount. Oh, I might move first. So my ship's here, so he can move there. Jump into the ship. And I will build. I've got a wood. I need a wood for that. Spending a marble. I'll have my discount of a wood.
That's
So
you
you
can
can
build
sit
there
there.
even though you don't control it. Yeah.
Yeah, just need a
Okay.
worker.
Hmm.
And then I can
Sure, I'm happy about that.
deploy. Oh, I've got all the proper permits. Don't worry about it. I've filled out all of the paperwork. The island nations are very happy to have my citadel there. And then I'm in the deploy action, so I'm going to be very tempted to put my hero out and probably regret not doing it. But I'm gonna put my ship out for a wood and a steel, because then that gives me a free row, and I'm going to take a strategy tile. So that means all of my buildings are worth 1 more power.
Yes, and
And-
then this flips over.
Yes, the next one flips over.
Phalanx formation. So I think, I guess if you have it, so it needs 3. Is it +2 or no?
Formation. If there are 3 or more of your land units in a region, they collectively contribute 2 extra power. And the archery mastery is each of your hoplites can contribute a power to an adjacent region instead of the region they're standing in.
Gotcha.
Can I
New
afford?
prophecy.
Ooh.
Phalanx's Whisper of Empires. 3 buildings and like 2 hoplites.
Gang. Yeah, it's probably 2, isn't it? Can I afford another unit? I've got cards in my hand. No. Ooh, I could afford you. Where can I put a hoplite? I think you're playing a dangerous game, putting all of these out. No, let's not. Let's not put any more out. Let's have some cards in hand. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so I'm going to use the centaur to start your advance turn without playing an action card, advancing your marker clockwise 1 to 4 spaces. We'll go 1. It's a very sauntering centaur, so you get to draw a card.
Ooh.
I am going to use a gold and an iron from this card to deploy this hoplite, which can be deployed to
Citadel.
city or citadel, so it has to go here. That gets me one of those things. So, sure, let's have the phalanx formation. That goes in there.
Yes. Siege open, so +2 if there's a city there.
If you have at least 2 land units on a land space containing someone else's building, you get 2 extra power.
Ah, yeah,
That's not what I wanted. And so I've deployed, I've got that. I could deploy other stuff as well, but I don't have anything else. So I'm going to keep that card, but I'm going to move. And if I move, I'm going to move this one, 1, 2. Can do that. We can say hello. Is that right?
Well, this Citadel's been built on very shaky foundations. I'd watch yourself in this region. It's
But
been
I
built
get-
across about
but
3
I get
islands.
this.
Because there isn't
Yes.
a port
Oh.
connection to that one in that region.
There isn't a port, but I don't think you need a port.
I think it's
to
just
land.
adjacent. Like to move into a port, you would have to go 2 spaces. I think you have to have them both. Let me check on that. Do you have to have both of the things? Wise Rules Master?
What's that?
I think you have to have both of the things for the prophecy.
I do. I've got.
Oh yeah, you've already got
here.
one. So yeah, no question, you've done it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have to go here. I could go here.
Yeah,
And I've still
as
got
soon as
2
you're in the
workers
region, you've done it.
But I fancy going here just to say hello.
Oh, yeah.
So we've done that. Right. Echoing Clash presages glory. 4 hoplites.
Okay.
And I think that's me done. I deployed, I got my thing, I did my thing, and I did my thing. Yes, we're done.
Cool. Right, I play Rhetor and move forwards 3 spaces, please. Which lets me around to build again. Lets me take a card from my discard or draw a pile into my hand and reshuffle my draw pile. I'll take that one. Reshuffle that. Right. So, first things first, let's us spend a wood and a stone to build a citadel here, which gets me one of these 2. So let me just check. So heroic epic is my cities are worth +2 power.
Yep.
Plus
Yes.
2 VPs.
Plus 2
2
power.
power.
Olympic Games is whenever I take the deploy action. Also got 1 on one of the 2.
Looks like it.
On the mercenary or military track, this does not apply when you deploy units in any other way than the action.
Okay. Whenever I take the deployment action, I also get a free jump one of them.
Yeah.
Right. Guess I'll take the deploy. Stick it there. Right. That's them spent, and then. Are there any pillars not on? Oh, hang on. It's iron, wine, gold, and marble. Ah, I think I can. So I will also spend a gold, a steel, a wine, and a marble to build a city.
I forgot about them. So you've not settled that region yet.
I've just built,
You just built lots of stuff in there.
but I definitely controlled it because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've completed this one because I built a citadel in that region. And the new one is Artisans Etch the Path to Glory. So that looks like 2 workers and 3 pillars.
Okay.
Done.
Yep, crack on.
Okay, I'll play blacksmith and move on 2 spaces. So
Blue and red get to draw a card.
I'll then play the Olympic track again, and I'll move up on the this track.
Yeah, so this guy is free.
Yeah.
So you can go into either one of your cities.
Doesn't matter. You can go and hit this one.
Olympic track was just. Oh yeah, advance one on either there or there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
And this new one is Architect's Prosperity. Whenever you build, got one on the cornucopia tracks.
so deploy means I can spend.
It doesn't say I can't build. Doesn't say I use the
I'm
word.
going to spend
build, so I haven't
iron
worked it.
and
Does it?
wood to
What's
build a ship.
So I know you
Is it-
cannot build two things with one worker.
Can I
It
put
doesn't say.
ship in there?
there.
Okay.
To spend resource to build cities and spaces with your workers.
Is that in the
So
rules anyway?
that's
You
the end of
can't
my
use the
turn.
same worker to build two things. Joseph's saying in the chat. You can't do it. We've done it. We're not going to undo it. But I say for those people watching, just as a reminder, the game is still in development. We're just here to give you a good idea of how it plays, but everything you see here is not quite final.
It just says containing one of your workers.
Yeah.
As long as you've got no building, yeah. It's one or more buildings and or cities.
Okay.
Yeah, but say like things have changed
Yeah.
since my rules.
So we'll see if Hyperion games come in, but
You done, Pete?
Oh no, I've got to decide things. Right. Acropolis then. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're procuring. I can take a character card and do its thing. And I can move, can't I? So, what resources have I got in my hand? Bad times. We were not so bad. Could I buy cards if I play all of you? Not great. Okay, I will grab the architect. Oh, before I use his ability, I should move. I will move here with this, and here with him, and then the card's ability, perform the ability of any card and then take the card. So build a building or a city with a resource discount. What did you just think you could afford to do? Oh, a temple. So I'll have the wood as a discount and there's 2 marble. Let's go into my hand later. I've paid those as resources. During is going to be a little bit on the cheap. I do get a discount, but I think we're going to have to go for the Symposiarch. Have the wine as a discount and pay the wine in my hand because nobody fancies gold. And that is that.
Okay, I'm actually going to do a replenish turn. I'm going to discard that card. So I'm going to draw 1, 2. Replenish that. And replenish that. And I probably am not going to pay a wine to do that. Or maybe I will. Maybe I will. So hand size of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And do I want to spend a wine to energize? Yes, I will. I'll spend a wine to energize my centaur. There you go. Have a glass of Chianti. Rob, you go.
Ah, gotcha. Sorry. So Joseph was part of the dev team, wasn't just a random person dropping in. So,
Yeah, I assumed you was.
yeah, that's fine. Right, I'm going to use my last card.
Quite appropriately, you should use wine to energize a centaur.
Yeah.
They were famous for it.
Right, I'll move once on, so then to do 1, which moves you onto the settle. So, do 2 movement first. I'm going to move these 2 to here.
Oi! Get off my
Now.
land.
This one is supporting here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I settle this region.
I think you have to have a land unit to settle.
I think you do. I think you said that.
Did I say it?
Land spaces and or sea spaces.
Atlantis, if power, and my power's
Let
name
me
goes
check.
to it.
I mean, he has a... Okay, he doesn't have a land unit.
Yeah, you've got to have at least someone in there to settle.
Oh,
I've, got,
okay.
I've got buildings and...
You've got to have a man with a stick.
Right, so...
a land unit, like a person in there. It does not say that on the player aid.
Okay,
Yeah,
but-
that would have helped.
that needs to be added to the player aid. Yeah, requires a land unit in a land space and a sea unit in if we were playing with that land.
Yeah.
Right, really, but 1 second. And it wouldn't count if the ship was in the harbour.
No, I don't think so. Does the ship in harbour count? I think it's
That's
got
what
to
the
be.
rulebook says.
I think it's got to be land units. It must say it in there because I was swatting up.
Settle.
Yeah, you've got to have at least one land unit, worker or hoplite.
Worker or hoplite in the
Right,
space.
Burly workers are going to overpower
But I
the
have
barbarians.
3 movement.
You have 3 movement. Yes.
Right, okay, it's still workable. So, I can use the bridge for 1. So moving from there to there through the boat is 1.
2. One to get on the boat and one to get off the
That's
boat.
free, isn't it?
So it's not. What was it?
Is it free to get on, but you pay to get off?
Oh, I was
Free
doing
to
it-
get on, pay
I,
to get
I
off.
was doing it wrong early then.
Right, so I bought the ship for free, and then 1 to move off to there.
Yep.
Okay. 2 to move to there. 3 to move to there. Okay.
It does say
Yep.
board adjacent ships for free. Yeah.
Okay. So then back to the original. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I settle this region. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, update. I don't know if this changes what you're doing. According to the new rules, you don't need a land unit there. So
Okay.
if you were going to be able to do 2 with what you originally planned, go for it.
Right. Okay. So he's going back over there.
Yeah.
Are we sure this time? Any more?
We are sure.
Okay. Right. Fantastic. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because of my ability means I settle that one.
You've
without-
settled there.
Yeah.
Done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's
Yeah.
me settle. Actually, I'll do this one first. For no reason. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I settle this one. Which gets me. I'll make the Sculptors Guild, which
Is this right? It seems very strong. It says when you evaluate power in any region, you're not evaluating power in the region, you're evaluating power in the space.
But at what point do you ever calculate just the power of a region?
For
For when you put the level 3 city out, it's whoever's the most powerful in the region, and at the end of the game...
are we getting Macedonia correct? Yeah. I'm thinking this might be just whenever you evaluate power in the region, not the space. Because otherwise it just seems massively overpowered. So are we doing it right?
That there is a... Sparta is
Sparta
like specifically
is
for
plus
settling.
2 when settling. A default plus 2.
Yeah, I suppose that does make more sense if it was just about power.
When
In
you're
region, if it
evaluating
was just about
power
power in
in the
regions.
region, I don't think it applies to an individual space.
But I think you've still got enough power in the 2 you did, haven't you?
No, because I've been using. No, I was using
Uh,
the power of the region to do everything. So. Right. Okay. So that's.
So Joseph is saying you can settle 2 spaces, the one without your units and the one where your city is.
yeah, that. So you could probably, if you had a worker in there and a hoplite in there, you could do those 2.
That would do those 2.
Yeah.
So I have to do that.
I think you had the movement to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, worker in that one, hoplite in that one.
Yep. No,
what was the
no,
tile in there?
It doesn't work because that's
Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3.
That wasn't there.
Oh, sorry.
settling you.
But that's one.
Yeah, that's right now.
Right, okay.
And then that
You can get
3,
that one.
4, 5. That one's one
That'll
short.
do. We'll do that.
Well, no, because that's not powerful enough. So,
Yeah, you can only do one.
right. Hang on.
Is the city not anything?
Yeah, the city's 1. So the
City's
citadel's 3. The city's 1. This
3.
isn't here yet. So 3, 4, 5 for the 6.
Okay, so can't quite do 2. Because that was 4, wasn't it? And
Yeah, that's 4 now.
And the Agora would be 1. Hoplite is 2.
And the ship
And
is...
the ship helping would have been the 4th one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think you can do both of those. Yeah. So we're right that it doesn't apply to power in a space. It only applies to the power of the region.
Right. So
Which is good for end of game scoring, but it's also good for
Whenever a
yes.
a city is put out on the 3rd step of a track, it's the most powerful in that region.
So, jumping back to that, then I'll just do the 1. This pushes forward 1 because I conquered a barbarian.
Yes.
Moves it forward. So that gets
That's
me.
you. You get the city.
Yep, and
Yep.
You get
And you'll get a monument card.
Did I put the city?
So the city goes... Oh.
Ah.
So the city goes somewhere you have presence. It can't go there because you've got a city. So then, correct me if I'm wrong, it goes in somewhere valid in a different region.
Oh, different region. Right.
I get my bit
We've
about
got the
cities and region
bricks.
tracks.
Let's just put them somewhere else.
Play with the most power in that region, places the city in a space without a city and at least one of their units or buildings in it, and places their marker.
Okay.
If no such space, find a space in any other region instead. So
There
if
you
you
go.
could, if you
Alright.
could with movement
So I'll jump
visit
over
someone
here
else,
instead.
or I think you
Yeah.
could put a city in one of these.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
No?
No?
No to what I'm saying?
Or
No, because there's a delay.
just while we're getting an answer on that, we need to pop a token back here,
Oh,
Rob.
sorry.
Whichever one it was. It was one of the 4s.
What happened to it? Because I had one of them, but I still haven't managed to get one of them.
No.
No, there we are. I think it was that way around.
Gaming cities.
So the city is yours, but you can't have it in this space because there's already
Oh,
a city.
it's that region, so it goes into that. It does go in there, just anywhere. Doesn't have to be right. So it must be
Okay.
where I am if I'm there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, not.
Okay.
Not in my rules.
That's a
But-
change to the rules that Tom's got, but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I didn't need the worker in there. So what I would have done then was moved the worker into here.
see what it is.
See what that is and that is.
And then you'd be able to put the city in
Plot
there
the
anyway.
city
There
in
you
there.
go. Right.
There we are. Right. Okay.
Longest turn ever, but I think we got there. Maybe.
Okay.
Use this in a while as the
We
rule.
haven't used that in a
The
while.
city was placed here.
Yes. Got there in the end.
Also, before Pete takes his turn, we did have a camera preset for
Yeah.
the board, just to show you what it looks
Oh,
like
does-
with the with the
So
miniatures on it.
does
Does
that
have
mean I get a
Oh yeah, you get a monument
monument as well?
of your choice from the display.
quite a nice
Give me
presence.
extra
Like
movement
camera.
to this turn. Draw 3. Oh, we draw 3 cards. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, right, Pete.
Play that to move to settle.
Rob, you get a card.
3.
And I
So
will
you get +2 to settling because you're Sparta.
move him there.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
5,
6,
6,
7,
8, 9
8,
because you're
9.
Sparta. So each of these ships is providing their power to here.
So that goes there.
Yeah, you get that, and you get.
Demigod from a different deck.
Now you don't have a temple.
Oh yeah, so you can do nothing because you got no one to re-energize. So you might as well have a look at what you could have, and you can get rid of him. Or you get to draw the top 2 of whatever deck that says.
That one.
And I would guess
They're better.
because they're harder to get.
Yeah.
And so Yeah, because you've only got one slot because you haven't got any temples, so you could throw the Cyclops away.
Dismiss the Cyclops. You won't be very happy about it.
Someone potentially. That is an Olympian god.
Okay, so that one I don't choose, goes at the bottom.
Mhm.
Yep.
And this one, I kick out Cyclops.
He goes back on the bottom as well, I think.
And go back to
Yeah.
annoying Odysseus. And then I get Demeter instead.
Okay.
And
That's it. You put a pillar in here.
yeah, so
All done.
Okay. I am going to. I think this checks out. 1, 2, 3.
You two get a card.
Three.
I replenish my pillars. So, in here I have 2, because my buildings are +1, 4, 5, 6 from the ship. And here I have 2, 3, 4 from this ship. So I can settle in both of these places. I think.
Go through it again.
I've got 2 because my buildings are all +1.
Yep.
4, 5, 6 from the ship that's adjacent.
Yep.
And down here I've got 2, 3, 4 from the ship
Yep.
that's adjacent there because they're different ships.
So you're settling
So I can
both
settle
there
these
and
2
there.
places. So I go up this region track and I get one of these demigods.
And you get another one of those demigods as well.
Okay. I will decide. I don't
Shall
think.
I start my
Yeah,
turn
I
while
don't
you're
think.
doing that?
I don't think.
Nobody else is
Unless you get a god, it's not going to affect you.
doing all of this settling business. But I mean, I can settle here because that's 2, and that's providing 2.
So I'm going to use a god's ability that
But I
I'm
kind of
getting.
don't want to settle because you will all get cards. So
Well, you know it'd be awesome.
I can't do that.
I mean, I could ascend. I've got lots of cards in hand,
Do you mean?
and I do have quite a few resources.
I'm going to use Dionysus, who I love, who can basically take a population tile. There aren't that many left. I can take a population tile away and take its reward, and the population tile's gone. So anybody can settle that space now.
Oh, because there's nobody there. You've got rid of the people.
Well, Dionysus has partied and got them all drunk, so they'll go
Right.
along with whatever you like.
Sure. Oh, well, that changes my plans then. Maybe I will settle. Yeah, I think I will. So I need to move 2 spaces. So I'll move 2 spaces. Everybody draws a card. Yes. So
Isn't settling great, everyone?
we're saying that I can settle here because all the people have gone.
Yep.
So I just say that's mine.
Gone, passed out in the gutter somewhere, covered in
I do get 2
fluid.
movement before this happens.
One of the 2.
So I'm going to move this one, 3 to get on,
Yes.
1 to get off.
Yes.
And I'm going to move this one to here. So I've settled there.
Yep.
I'm also settling here because that's 2, and this is 2
Yep.
because I'm special.
Oh, I need a power denser for settling. What icon's that? Cornucopia. I don't want them, Paul.
what's the
What icons have I
significance
got?
of the amphorae when you?
When you get a top, middle, and bottom,
Yeah.
you can use them to advance up 1 space on one of the
Yeah.
tracks without spending any resources.
When you're doing the ascend
Any
action.
of the tracks.
Yeah. So you sort of want to use them when
Okay,
you're getting towards the end. Otherwise
Yeah.
that's fine.
Alright.
But you lose the
You lose
discarding
those.
those isn't really a problem, but if
You
you
lose the cards,
they're
don't
also
you?
on
Okay.
cards that are exiled and strategy tiles you have to turn face down if you use
Yeah,
those.
you probably don't want to do that.
No, and they are on somewhere. Oh yeah, there they are. There they are on your mythology cards. You discard him to the bottom of the deck should you use a mythology card for that purpose.
And then I'm going to settle here as well. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is more than the 3 and more than the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Triple settle. I think that was worth it. Done.
If someone's already got a pillar on the space, and
Yeah.
we settle on that, what
You
happens?
can't.
You can't
Oh,
settle.
so that's
It's already been settled. This is
Yeah.
where the thing that comes in, which we haven't done yet, which is domination. So if you control a land space where another player has a pillar, building, or a city, you progress on the
Yeah.
region track in the status check phase.
If I can't put a pillar where that's what he is,
Now, that's a good point. How
would
do you ever
pillar
do that?
work? Unless it's just
That's a good point.
It's a good point. Question: How does the artisans etch the path to glory work in a region with only 3 spaces? In fact, all regions only
3
have
spaces.
3 spaces. It is a good question.
Just a good
If
one.
you want to pass me the rules, I'll have a look to see what it says about prophecies.
Is it just claiming it when? Regardless, I think my turn is going to be the Britannian.
Maybe you can just put more out.
Use Oracle character card or Sanctuary, one of the monument cards.
Okay, so there's special cards that allow you to break the rules then, I guess. Blue is dominating red in Cyclades. That rule we just mentioned.
The place
Yeah.
of the prophecy.
But only you have to be
Yes, I am
dominating
now.
at the start of your turn.
I am now.
Okay, so you have to physically switch them around.
There'll be certain cards that do that then.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Right, so I'm playing Triton, which moves me 3 spaces on to deploy. So it also lets me draw 3 cards. So every time I think I'm going to have to take the refresh actions.
Something happens, yeah.
So let's drop stuff on the map. What have I got available? So I've got 1 gold available there. And I see. Let's start with 1 wood and 1 iron, which I will borrow from red here. Which lets me drop another ship here. Because it's adjacent to this city.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then spend a gold and a wine to drop a builder here. I'll then spend a gold and 2 gold wine wild as an iron to drop this guy. Builders can go in Agora, can't they? Yeah. To drop him in here. Which has freed up my top row, which is the helmets, which is either Archery Masters landing at +1 or Siege Weapons +2 if there's. So I'll take the Archery Masters and pop that up there. And I think that's my turn. Yes. I don't have the 2 gold. Oh, actually. Just get her out instead. 2 spaces. So she's strength of 3 on her own. Isn't
Yeah.
she? And she can also be used as a pillar in areas where there aren't pillars. Oh, I think this might work. So I'm just gonna.
So is that when I put pillar on wood, it generates 2 wood?
Sorry. Okay, but just
Where's the wood track? It's up there.
rethink. So, just going to quickly recap. I think this actually works. So I spent the iron and the wood to build the boat. That's fine. Then it was the gold and the wine to build the worker there. Then I'll pay. So I haven't yet built him. I'll pay the 2 gold to bring her into play
Atlanta
here.
or Atalanta.
Atalanta, and then gold as a pillar
Right. Nice.
and another gold to bring the hoplite in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Okay. Lots of units. And
Yes,
you get
and then that
one of
did
those
still-
strategy
then that
tiles.
still did still trigger the
Archery.
the
Yeah.
archery.
Got it. Okay.
Whew.
Okay, I'm just doing a refresh.
A replenish turn. So
Yeah.
all the pillars come off. Discard as many cards as you want from your hand. Draw back up to your hand size of 5.
Yep, that's it.
And then on fresh all your pillars.
I'm gonna architect, so I'll be ascending. Build where any workers are, come on. Okay, all the one
Discard
though.
that one.
I could do something else. Right then, we'll just one with a different card then. Yeah. I am going to have my giant just pluck this citadel up
What?
and
You
move
can
it up to
literally
2
just
spaces.
Pick the citadel up
You
and
just-
move it.
Through that citadel.
I was about to dominate the citadel.
That's why I've done that.
Ah. Okay.
I just decided I didn't like that region anymore.
It's gone.
So, what tracks should we go up? I've got some steel, I've got some wine, got some marble I can make good use of. So marble's there, but I'm not at all. Titan I could say is marble. So I've only got 2 marble. Oh, I could have 3. So I'm about to replenish, aren't I? I will refresh my pillars at the end of an ascend. So I'll do 1 marble from my hand so I can do that. I'll do 2 marble with the pillar because I've got the Sculptor's Guild
Mhm.
to go up there. And I wish I could say I was doing 3. So what have I got? I've got some wine, I've got some steel. What's wine? I'm not up there at all. So with a wine, I will go up there. I won't draw. I will just refresh Dionysus. And then I've got 2 gold. What wants gold? You want gold. I haven't got 3 though. I could go up there. And iron is you, and I need 2, and I haven't got it. So we'll say one gold there, so I can get a card for later.
Oh, sorry. When I deployed, I also got on one of these 2 tracks. Let's gain a person or let's gain a person.
Gain a person.
My pillars become up. I'll gain the person.
Okay.
Still there.
Sorry.
I think in the middle of a turn, this refreshes, doesn't it? I think.
Was it? I thought
I don't
it was.
know.
I thought it was at the
If
end.
you're buying them, it's at the end. If you gain cards in the middle of a turn,
I'm sure
I'm
it's
not
at the
sure.
end.
Do I want the sage? I could just refresh that. Could get a better ability. I will. Well, I'll use. Yeah, before I go up the track, then I'll use Dionysus and see what this is. I'll get a monument card.
Dionysus' power is interesting.
It's anywhere as well.
Wow.
Like, not even where I am. Redistribute any number of prophecy cards. Well, wouldn't that benefit other people? So could I, like, if there was only an era 3 here, could I just grab an era 2 from somewhere and put it on there?
What does it do?
That's how you redistribute prophecy cards.
Oh, okay.
There can only be 1 card per each region. and then flip the next card if any region only has face down cards. Extra movement this turn. Probably go for progress. If I can't complete that. Do you know what I mean? If that... I suppose as soon as I do that, it shows the Era 3. So I could swap an Era 3. Can I swap an Era 3 with an Era 2? And then it would have 2 Era 3s on top of each other?
Redistribute any number of face-up prophecy cards between all regions, maximum of 1 per region. And then flip the next card in each region with only face-down cards, if any. So, yeah. I don't quite know how, if you redistribute the face-up prophecy cards 1 per region, that there would ever then be any face-down cards.
No.
Unless if a region's empty, you move a face-up card from here to there, that means you're left with a face-down stack.
Yeah, if there was nothing here to move.
Exactly,
Then
yeah.
I like that, but moving on tracks is exciting, isn't it?
So what happened to the barbarians in Doris?
They went off and had a party.
Oh,
Yeah, Diane got
They got invited to the special club.
Sanctuary then. Let's see if this works out. I believe I have spent all of the cards I want.
Okay.
So there's something that happens when that runs out. I think we redistribute the cards now to... I can check my emails in the new rules. I think we shuffle these up a little bit. Or you can tell us in the chat. Do we redistribute these cards a bit?
Because there's one empty stack. That would make sense.
I think we do. Yeah.
Let's do that. My go?
Yes.
Right.
I'm just going to
I'm going to spend 1. I'm going to move here. Tom, you get a card.
Yes.
I am going to spend a bazillion resources. We're going to move up as many tracks as I can. So, first of all, that's 2 wood, and that's another 2 wood because of my carpenter skill. So I have 4 wood. That's cost 1, and that costs 2. So I've got 1 wood spare. I gain a character, which I can't use this turn. I'll have that one. I've got 1 wood spare. I don't think I can do anything with that 1 wood. That's fine. So, what else can I do? Where's the gold track? The gold track's here. I've not advanced on the gold track. So I've got a gold. So I'll advance on the gold track. So these need to be stacked, don't they? Which means I get a character.
Yes.
So I'll have this character. Okay. Still got a wood spare. I don't think I can do anything with that wood. Right, where is the wine track? Wine track is up there. But what I'm going to do is... I'm going to use this. So I'm going to use the iron to move up to there. Then I'm going to use that wine plus that wine. So that's 2 wine. I'm going to call this the wine track. Move to there. Gets me that character. Yeah, so the question is, do these refresh when you gain characters through other means?
Yeah. They definitely don't in Procure. We'll just say no.
We'll say no.
Freeze.
I've then still got 1 wood spare. I don't think I can do anything with that 1 wood. I've got this marble, and I've got another marble, and I've got another marble.
3 marble.
Ah, I'm a marble short.
Lost your marbles.
Yeah. Can I buy a marble from the market? Yeah.
I'll sell you a marble for
1
your
marble
ability.
short. Oh, right. So that's that. That's my ascend done. And I can then...
Have you not got a marble here?
I do. And 1 there. And 1 in hand.
Oh, I
But I
see.
need 4.
Right. Okay.
So what was the rule about ascending when I bought cards? Was it I draw back to 6?
They go into your hand and then you draw up to fill the rest.
Yeah.
So you will end the turn.
with your hand limit.
Right, rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah.
I identified this as whatever. Can I now change it to something else, or is it for
No,
that turn?
for the whole
Right,
turn,
For
it's
that
gotta be the
turn,
same
I
thing.
allocated it as that. Um,
So you could do your pillars instead of your hand.
yeah, because my
Give
hand
me a
is going to
couple
be
of
4
pillars.
cards, so it seems a bit of a waste. Doing my hand. But yeah, I think I've moved up on all of my tracks. So I will add those cards to my hand, reveal these, and I'll replenish my pillars, which is there, there, and there.
Cool.
Okay.
Right.
Can you energize mythology cards whichever one you choose?
Yeah, that's not quite clear on the ascend action. It's A or B, and is the energizing mythology cards, is it part of B, or is it
Yeah, whichever one you
is it
chose.
A and B?
Because if it's either one, I've got some wine to dish out.
Why not move to space 3? I'm on space 3.
It pulls.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh,
You're
you're
right.
space too, yeah.
You're right.
You can afford it.
I can't count. Which means I thank you very much. So I do that. I then
We're
move
forgetting
on
the
to space.
zero space.
I'm forgetting the 0 space. So I move to there. Thank you very much. This goes to the player with the most power in that region.
You're the only one in it,
Hey.
but you've got no one.
I got no
So
people.
I think it just goes to.
Everybody's left.
Did someone say earlier that it just goes into a space in that region though?
It did, which isn't in the rule book, but that's what we're playing.
Yeah, but priority is where you already are, and otherwise it's anywhere. All done.
All done.
Right.
Much better when you can count.
Either you can give wine either option if you pay for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it just needs to be clarified.
Yeah.
There should be a full stop after pillars on that line. Yeah. Anyway, we can sort that out later. We understand.
Adventurer. So first things first, I get to do moves, and I'm going to use the adventurer to move her to here because I want to see what this is, and it is steel. Marvelous. And then normal moves, I'm going to move him to here.
Land spaces in 2 regions. Wow. It's hard to do in a 4-player game.
I'm going to use Dionysus to grab
That's
Just you could do another player's turns, right?
yeah, but yeah, wow.
I'm having it. Could settle easy. I can't do that.
Oh, I forgot to do something. I completely forgot to do something at the start of my turn.
Are you in 3?
Yeah, I
In
am.
that case, I'll just move him back into there again.
You cheeky man.
Well, there's no point leaving him.
Yeah.
I'll do it at the
Paul's
start
being
of my
cheeky.
next turn.
You may well have been being cheeky, but he was being cheeky over you.
Yeah.
So does that affect what you could have done on your turn? Because you could have moved on here for free, or there for the
Or
other
there
one,
for
or
free.
there for free. Did
Well,
you move up that at all?
I did. I spent wood on there, but consolidation should come before your
Yeah.
action. So
But
that's fine.
I don't think you would have had enough to move an extra space on anything.
No.
Would you?
Normally, I can't build, so I have to build.
But
So I
next
move,
turn,
can't build.
I can.
Right.
Well, these are mean.
Back to pick.
Yeah, just check the consolidation rules. Make sure people aren't missing them.
Yeah, in case you're on 3 spaces with the same icon on.
3 land spaces with the same icon gets you a free advancement on the corresponding track.
No, I'm a chance of that for me. I'm going to play the farmer for 2 movement, which I'll bump up to 3, which gets me onto the
So
deploy.
1, 2, 3.
And I'll play the captain. Draw a card for each of your ships on the game board. 1, 2. And then deploying means now. Does that mean I can bring my hero onto the
Yep, for 2 gold.
for 2 gold? Like I've also got 2 movement points. If I move both of them, can they both go to the same port?
No.
I'm going to guess not, just because
No.
it's the same size as the base of the figure.
I'll move that one there then. And then do some deploying. So I need 4 gold, which I can get by using Demeter. So it gets me 2 gold. And they get me another 2. That's 4 gold. So 2 gets me him. And we counts as a ship. So can I build him? I can move that one to a port, and I can move him into there. So he counts as a ship. So I can put him into a port. Does that mean I get this?
Yes.
You have 2 ships in ports at the end of your turn.
And does that do anything for me? Is that
Yeah, you got a point.
Points at the end of the game.
Points at the end.
So I've got 2 more golds. 1 gold gets me him, and an iron gets me him. So I can deploy these. Put him there and him there, and I think that means I get one of these things, is it?
So you get one of those 2.
And just grab that one. I'll find out what it does later. And I've got some resources left, which I could potentially use, but I'm not going to. So that's the end of my go.
Okay. I will architect, which means I'm deploying.
So Pete, you get to draw a card.
Yes.
Okay.
I will move him there. Put another movement. Right, step 1. Oh yeah. So build a building with a 1 resource discount. And no, but you're my wood. That's annoying. Okay. Have I got 2 marble? No, right, we're just gonna have to say that's a wood then. I get a 1 resource discount. I'm gonna put an agora out there. And that's that done. And then I can deploy. So what do you guys cost? 1 of each. I get a hoplite for a gold, a wine. I don't get a discount on deploy, do I? I might just. Okay, I might just deploy my.
Should be revealed. Pillar building 4 characters. Probably already done it.
I'm gonna deploy Heracles.
What does he do?
He's got pillars.
Heracles.
He means that his hero power is doubled during a settle action, and probably would have been very good much earlier in the game. But I didn't have gold
Yeah.
for loads of it. Well, I probably did, but I was spending it on frivolous things like Dionysus. But I've now got 3 buildings and 2 hoplites
Nice.
in here.
Okay. Final prophecy for this place is. I know. 1 city in each of the 3 regions.
Be right.
3 spaces.
It's got to be.
Triple crown from Civil Mind, yeah.
Put 3 cities on your elbow.
Are you done?
Yes.
I'm going to invoke the centaur, the clippity clock, go 1 space. And I'm going to buy everything in the market.
It's control the 3 land spaces and have 3 cities. Tom should get a strategy tile. Oh, thank you.
Well
What?
spotted.
Eagle. When you will do that, or your cities are 2 more. Cities not really
Right.
happening for me, are they?
2 wood and a gold is that. I have an iron spare.
Was that 1 less wine to refresh? Theatre of Dionysus.
You may need to pretend you
So-
never saw that. Oh no, to energize each of your mythology cards. Oh yeah. We were talking about refreshing these cards, which
No.
used to exist and now does not.
So iron, marble. That's that card now spent. And a wood. I have 1 wood spare. I'll spend that spare wood on this with the wine. and then the marble for the extra cost. Okay, and I've still got these. So I could spend 2 iron to buy the exact same card. I could.
Put more in your hand. So.
I mean, let's spend that to buy that. And then I'll spend those 2 marble as if they were a gold to buy that.
Oracle.
So I've just bought 5 cards.
Oh, nice for you.
Seems a bit crazy, but that was it. I procured.
Right. My go.
Too many cards now. Yeah.
So, I'll play my last card from hand again. 1 to move on to settle.
Anywhere to settle.
Actually, before I do that, I have Dominion.
All level 3 prophecies require full control of the region. Sorry. Yes.
Yes, I have.
Before the start of my turn.
Yep.
Sorry. I have consolidation. I keep forgetting it.
Yeah.
I've got that, that, and that. So I advanced to there. Or I could have advanced to there.
Yeah.
But I chose to advance to there because that's actually useless for me now because I've just bought all 3 monuments. Game needs more monuments.
Okay.
Right. So you're dominating.
I control 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So that's consolidation.
Yep.
Do you control there? You've no pillar.
Sorry, so I can control it.
Yeah, you just need
Oh, it's
more
control.
power. You just need more
Oh, it's
power.
control. All right.
Not
Okay.
settle,
Nice.
Yeah. So that means this one goes up 1.
Or this one.
Yeah, I want this one to go up 1. So, that's a top tier one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, first things first, city, which has to go into this region, so it's going to go here. Units.
Don't forget you cannot advance to the final space with either domination or consolidation. Thank you for reminding me. I had forgotten that.
Draw 2 of these, so I can either draw 2 from here and potentially replace, or I can untap one of
Yes.
these, but before I draw.
Yeah.
Now, given what
Can I
you
use that
play,
card to go up to the final
given that
space?
it's slightly
on
more
that card?
powerful, I'm going to
I
draw
think
2
so.
of these.
Yes. The only restriction is the free movement of the status check.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And can I do that if I choose ascend action?
Yeah.
Okay, well I won't be doing that, but
Ooh, very naughty.
So getting to the end of a track gets you the city.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what it
yours no
does.
matter what. It doesn't matter who's got the most power
Yeah.
in the region.
So, I will keep Hera. I'm going to replace Icarus, who got too close to the sun and sizzled. So that's the end of my status check. Consolidated, don't currently have Dominion. Then I activate ability to move. I'm also going to activate Hera, which lets me deploy a land unit to a space, one of your cities, for free. So I'll drop one of my hoplites down here. And then my 3 movement points, I'm going to move these 2 into here and this one into here.
So you have control of that area now.
Yeah.
Which means you will get
If I still have control of the next turn,
get domination.
I'll get domination.
Yeah.
Then I now do my settle action, and finally, 1, 2, 3, 4. Settle here.
Yay!
And I'll take the gold, the Coiners Guild. And then I settle here because there's no one left to kill. And I settle here because there's no one left to kill.
Oh,
On the final space, you can now put your city anywhere where there
Right.
isn't a city.
okay. Good
Oh
to
yeah,
know.
oh that one, yeah. That's the just drop it down wherever you like. And I'm done.
Big turn.
Yes.
I'll go to move forward 2, please.
Draw a card.
You draw a card. You get to settle.
I'm going to play the Olympic track to progress on.
You need,
So hang on.
you
Hang
need
on.
to use that as your movement card, but
Yeah.
you can still go to the space you want to because you can
Although I'm not sure why you're going to settle, because everywhere is settled.
But it was because I thought that was the only card I thought I could use to move.
So
And you can use it. You can use
So I
anything.
can use
from
this
your-
one.
Yeah, you can use that, and that will move you
I'll
to.
move to build.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to build instead.
you don't get to draw a card.
And yeah, then you can move up this track.
Yes, I'll do that.
So you can put that anywhere. Although
That's the obvious place.
it'd probably be not yours for very long if it got put anywhere else.
Yes. And
Did you want to do any building?
don't think I can. I've got wine. Oh, I might be able to. No, I haven't got any wood. No, I can't. I can't build. So no, that's it. That's the end of my go. Oh, I could just move. I could just do a little bit of movement. I might choose to move him to there, and him to. If he's on that port, does that mean he's in this?
It means he's contributing to our
Yeah,
to,
but
yeah,
to this region.
he's an army and he's a
Okay.
ship.
I guess so.
So does that mean he's there? That means he can move to there. I
Yeah.
want him to. All right, I'll do that. Yeah, that's my go now.
Well, I know that Imperium, but I don't think they know that.
What's that? Yes. No, I've been keeping an eye on how many cities you've got.
So
If your intelligence leaks in my network, I'm going to have that taken care of.
I don't get a free advancement now.
Stop giving them ideas.
Because you've now controlled that region, so I don't get the consolidation now. I think once you know this game, you've got a lot of watching other people to make sure they're not getting
Yeah,
the free bonuses. And we've because we're all learning the game, we've not really been using the siege or anything like that.
yeah. So 2, 3. Yeah. If I ascend, we're not going to get to do much ascending, but I'm going to redistribute prophecy cards. I would like this one here. Do I care that other ones are around? Ooh, let's have this one here because no one's got any cities here. 4 hoplites, it's dead easy. There's no hoplites over here. You can have this one.
Hooray.
Ships. Right, there's no ships up here. You can't have 3 columns. There we go.
Happy?
That's a lot nicer for me. Now I proceed to do nothing on my turn of any value. I've only got a steel, I think. My pillars have never come off. And I think I've progressed on anywhere that wants steel, if not. Yeah. So I am mainly just doing it to move these around and fill this. Hopefully, I'm sure I've got 4.
Have a pillar, have a building, and have 4 character cards.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 4 in my deck right now. I'm sure I've got more than that.
How do we know? Is it the symbol? The symbol we know they are.
And the number on the back.
Okay.
And I will discard these and replenish my hand for having ascended.
I'm going to play a card with the number 3 on it, but I'm going to reduce that to 2. So Pete, you can draw a card.
Yeah.
I am going to progress. Oh, start my turn. No siege, no domination, and unfortunately no consolidation now. No. Right. So I played that. I'm now going to progress 1 step on one of the cornucopia tracks. So I will progress along that one. We're saying this can go anywhere.
Anywhere.
Put it here. And now I'm moving 2, and now I'm building. So, cities are worth 3 points at the end of the game, aren't they?
Yes.
So, unfortunately, all my resources are covered over.
Who did that?
Don't know, bad planning.
Vandals all around ancient Greece.
Or I could build some of these. Is there any point building these if the game's going to end?
They give you the contribute to your control.
Yeah, they might let you control something you otherwise didn't.
It's true.
But you haven't got a worker up there. You haven't used movement yet, I suppose.
I haven't used movement.
Yeah, so anywhere you build in needs to have a worker.
Needs to have a worker. Right. Yes. Good point. Even a city?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure yes.
Yeah, it's got to have a worker there.
The workers
Yeah.
do the building.
Okay. So we
How
will.
you got to the end of the track?
Me, I
Yeah.
played a card that said progress one step on a track.
That's how.
So that's how I did it.
It wasn't through consolidation or domination.
Correct.
Don't worry, Joseph.
We're all okay.
Did you have your free
Everything's fine.
movement for it, Paul? Have you still got consolidation though?
No, because Rob sneaked in and
Oh,
took
okay.
control of that. Otherwise, I'd have moved up there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The kind of sneaking that involves vast armies of heavily armoured troops marching across open fields, playing loud trumpets. That
Well-
sort of sneaky tactic.
Gold, wine, marble, and iron. For that. Oh, 2.
Yeah, nice try.
Double decker city.
And there's a worker there, so I'm allowed to do that. That only leaves me this, which is not really enough to build anything. So, yeah, just build that. Did that, built. End of my go. Don't think I can fulfill any of those prophecies.
Cool.
So, yeah, finished.
Right. I'll go one up on here because I've got domination. One.
So you control a land space where I have a pillar.
Yep.
So you progress on the track of that region.
Yep. So that
Nice.
one's up to there.
Yep.
And then again, I have domination, consolidation.
Got consolidation of
The wing symbol.
the eagles.
Yep, so that pushes me there. There's none of these
No
left.
monuments left.
So I take another 2 from
Yep.
here. Ooh.
I didn't do my movement in the end. That's all right. Not got enough hoplites. Because you start with 1 and you can get 2 more. It's
Got
3 more
the-
here.
Yeah.
Do we have the Aphrodite tile?
The Aphrodite tile.
Oh yeah, what should it look like? She doesn't got wings, has
This
she?
should be pretty.
Yes.
Right.
In a certain light though.
Well, so what this lets me do is I basically can then make what someone else's any unit on the game board. That unit is treated as one of my colour until the card is energized or discarded. So I'll replace Hera with Aphrodite, which I'm sure is not going to kick off some sort of massive conflict amongst the gods. And does that allow me to do? Can I get control of Heracles that way, or I'm just curious?
I'm going to guess it's not a unit.
I think that would
Yeah.
be insane.
Is it? It's a hero, so it does say hero rather than unit. So, oh, what do we feel like? Extraordinary. Where am I at the moment? Where have I gone up on tracks? What up over there? Oh, I can take a hero as the units.
You can take a hero? Okay,
Yeah,
right.
what the
Well, there
heroes
we go.
do. So if I'm controlling the
Very thin.
unit, does that mean I get to use the ability of that? That's right. If I take control of a hero, does that mean I get to use the ability of that hero?
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes. And what do all your heroes do, please?
Mine?
Yeah.
Well, mine's not on the board.
Yours on the board.
Jason's
So-
at home lying down watching
Yeah.
TV.
Mine is more powerful for settling.
Okay.
Mine is a ship and a worker,
So he's a strength 3, but he's also a ship and a worker.
and I can deploy units to where he is located.
Oh,
A
that's
ship
nice.
only if he is in a sea space.
Cool. Heracles is.
I will say, have you thought that through?
What's that?
The ruling that someone can control a hero.
That seems
Hilarious.
bonkers. It's treated as one of your colour until this card is energized. Yeah.
Think.
Until end of turn,
It's yeah,
See, whatever you
Yeah,
like.
for your
But
turn, I can see that.
Just
but
working out who I'm going
a
to
player
play.
losing
Until-
control of their hero
until you decide to spend 2 wine to stop this ability.
seems, yeah. I wouldn't like that if somebody took control of my hero
Yeah.
and like wrecked all of my.
In the skirmish game, I had the option to get a god that will kill another god.
I'm going to nab
But
that
you should
one.
know, when you ask me to do videos, I will never do things.
No.
The Gorgon will remain untapped the whole game.
What does it do?
It selects 2 units belonging to someone else, and during this turn they can't move.
And then
I was forced to take that Gorgon.
then my actual turn, I am finally going to have to take the replenish turn. because
Hey!
I'm run out.
So get all of your cards back and all of your pillars refresh.
Yellow. I just mind control one of the reds. It's all right.
Right, Pete.
Replenish.
I don't mean have you thought it through thematically.
Well,
I mean as a
as
as a board game
thing in
that
a game.
we as humans are playing.
Okay.
We are not
Oh,
demigods.
and then hang on a second. Is it at the after I've drawn cards I can then spend a wine to one tap under my people?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to because of what this card lets me.
So if I build, I think, what's got a cornucopia? What's got a cornucopia? Oh, this one as well.
Definitely should have moved. Yeah. Because by not moving, I'm giving Rob the consolidation and not getting it myself. Well, you're getting the domination.
Yeah, that's the key thing that's
Yeah.
giving me that.
I should have moved in there and that would have just stopped you getting it.
Right, I'm building so you guys can get a card. I'm replenishing my pillars because I
That was,
fancy it.
that was you, people, not me.
Yeah, Peter gets to draw a card. I've got in your
Thank you.
space. And let's see. So we need to do some moving then. So I get double marble. Okay. Well, that's wine, iron. Remember, you've got an extra marble
Remember that word?
and gold. And yeah. And I'll build a city. Wait a minute. Where did I move somebody? Did I not move anybody? I think I moved him back into there. I want him somewhere where I can build a city. So there, where there's a citadel. So I've got a marble. Can I build other things? I could just build it. It seems daft to build somewhere where you've got one though, doesn't it? Just to get an ability. If I built
Or
both things,
Build a city next to where somebody else.
well, I
has
can
got
build a
control.
building where you've got stuff, but that can only harm me, right?
Will it cause you?
Unless
harm?
well, it will give you things.
I will get domination.
There's no points for having built a thing.
No.
I will just build a city then, and yeah.
Okay.
Spend. Spend you. Oh yeah. All the other resources were on the board. That's why I haven't discarded cards to spend them.
You're done.
Yes.
I'm replenishing because I need these back, and I've only got one card in hand. Those come off. I'm going to keep that card. I'm going to draw. My hand size is now 7. So 1, 2, 5. We'll go Rob.
Right. Well, okay, because domination and can't trigger the end. So I don't get to take any of that. That's all right.
And I don't get to move when I replenish. So
I'm going to move. We may as well. Let's
yes, I will spend the wine to refresh the next one. Right. Okay.
Deploy. What was the shield for 2? Right, I'm going to spend 1 to move on to the ascend.
Spend some stuff, move up some tracks.
Yep. So first things first, I can move.
How many tracks are we at the end of? 1, 2.
Two.
So we're at the end of 2 tracks.
4.
There's 1 prophecy space empty, and you've got 4 cities. So we're close to ending in either of those.
But I
things.
didn't do an era 3 prophecy to do it.
No, you did shenanigans.
Yeah. So technically 0 era 3 prophecies have been done.
Oh, and it says that the end game is 3 era 3
Yeah.
prophecies have been removed. Okay, so none of
So
them.
with the sanctuary, you can't be sure that.
Yeah, that's quite tricky.
I'm going to spend 1 iron to move myself on this track.
Mhm.
Then I will spend. Oh, and I've got everything's unlocked. Where's the gold? That's the gold track, isn't it?
This is the gold track.
Right. So is this for every time I move a pillar onto gold?
Yeah.
Just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jumping up to there. Or
You place your rung marker on the iron track. Did it?
Mhm.
No? You moved from there to there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's right.
yeah, went from 0 to 1. I spent 1 iron. What's the?
Yeah, it's yellow. That's all right.
Sorry, it is yellow. Yeah.
That's all right. But it's saying you can't move when you ascend.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine. I'm going to declare that one to be gold.
This?
Yep.
Yep.
So, first things first, I'm going to spend
2 gold.
2 gold
Move to
using my
there.
ability to move to there, which lets me either take one
One
of
of
these,
those or one of those.
or I'm going to refresh this.
Or refresh that. Yeah.
I'm then going to spend 3 gold using the harpy to jump that one. 1, 2, 3. So I have a gold in
Move to
hand,
there,
which,
which will trigger the end of the game.
yep, this one connects to this one, doesn't it? That one's this one.
Well, it goes to whoever's got the most power in that region, which I'm pretty sure is me.
Yep.
But I can't put it in that region, so I'll put it here.
No, it has to go in that region. It just has to go.
Does it? Oh, this is where the rules are different from what we got told.
Yeah, it gets put in a different space in a region.
But it's still mine?
Actually, one second. I'm just going to rethink that one because I forgot.
Yes,
it,
but
I forgot it went to you rather than to.
But I'm now dominating you.
Yeah, I forgot it went to you, not to me. I'll undo that one. Sorry. Apologies.
Okay.
So, if I go up on the gold track on this one, so I will spend 2 gold to go up on the gold track on that one.
2 gold to go up here. Do you want to spend the iron?
Yes, I'll spend the iron.
Yeah. Light.
Drop wherever I like, isn't it? Or wherever they could
So
spawn.
wherever you've got a city or citadel.
Yeah, here.
Oh, the one for free here is where you've got a city.
Good city. Yeah, that's fine.
When you deploy them, it's city or citadel.
Then
Oh, okay.
I will go 1, 2,
Hi, Monica.
3. So I've
Monica
got
in the chat.
one.
The text is
got
fine
One
on the
in,
cards.
one in hand, which lets me move forward on here again,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll spend an iron. I'll spend 1 gold and a 2nd gold as an iron.
Yep.
To move up again, which let's drop another one down on here.
Okay.
Where's the marble? I haven't drop on the marble track yet, have I?
It's here.
Yeah, I'll spend 1 to move up on the marble track.
Okay.
Which lets me increase the values. I think that was everything.
Okay.
My fault. Oh, because I think I was going to put it and I realised I couldn't. So
So you didn't build the final city?
no, because it wouldn't have been my final city.
It wouldn't have been your final city. So
Yeah.
you've still only got 4 cities.
4 cities. Yeah.
Okay.
think you've got 4 as well, haven't you, Paul? You've got 2 of those markers. Haven't
I've got 1, 2, 3, and my starting one. So 4. Yeah.
you? Yeah, both got 4. Okay.
Okay.
I'll place that and I'll move to the ascend space, please.
So you're going to move 1 plus your extra 1.
Ascend. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I get a card.
Gets a card.
And then I'll do some ascending.
You can do the ability on that card as well.
I can. That's iron, isn't it?
That is iron.
So I can use any
1
old
iron
iron
to go to there.
to go to there. And then 2 more irons if I've got them. Now I could. No, I've only got one more iron available to me. So I think what I will do is I'll use the Olympic track ability then to advance 1 space there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what else can I do? This is wine. Where am I? I'm on the 1. I need to spend 2 wine if I'm going to advance. So I'm not doing that. Here I need to spend wood. I can spend 1 wood to go there, which I will do. And that gets me something. What's that?
It's one of these 3 characters.
Okay.
The mercenaries go to your home city, not to any city.
So these are your home city.
Except for the very last one.
Okay.
The 2 you pay steel for have to go to your home city.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's where I wanted them anyway. So.
And if I had 2 wood, I could advance again, but I don't, so that stops me there. And then down here, that's spending marble. I need to spend 2 marbles to go up 1 space, which increases my hand limit to 6.
Mhm.
And there is anything else, which could be wood, so I can spend 1 wood to advance to here.
Yep.
And does that get me one of these?
It does. You can draw 2, choose 1, or you can just refresh Demeter.
Refresh Demeter now. And I choose 1 out of these.
Yep. Is that your go done? Are you?
And I get to keep this. No,
You
when I
have to
took
replace that.
Demeter, I had to get rid of something. I had to get rid of the previous one.
Yeah.
If you keep that new one.
If you haven't got any temples,
Yeah.
you have to keep cycling them through.
So the number of these you can have is equal to the number of temples you've got. Or
Plus
1
1
more.
So
Plus
you
one,
have
okay.
one. You have
All
1
right.
space for free.
so I can
the other 2
I
spaces
can only
unlocked
have
for
one
each
of the
temple.
2. Yeah. I'll unlock that one.
It's fine, but you can't do that. But that's fine. If you want to untap it, you have to choose to do that instead of drawing cards. But it's
Oh,
fine. Let's
no.
just move on. Let's carry on.
Okay. I'll take that instead. So that I
On the bottom.
haven't.
Was that from the? What was that?
Ascend.
Okay.
Ooh, no.
So yellow and green
Yeah.
draw a card. Pete, you draw a card.
There last time.
Cute.
3 wood. Character card.
I want to build. I want to build space. You all done?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm going to use the centaur. This time we're going to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to deploy. Right. So we're going to deploy all this stuff to places.
And thing.
Yeah. So I've not got domination. I've not got consolidation. But I'm going to do this, and I'm going to move 2 things. So I'm going to try and build all of these things. So there's the 2 iron. There's 2 wood. So I've got a wood spare. That wood spare, along with this wood, becomes a gold. and another 2 gold, and I've got a spare iron. It's going to get tricky. So that's spare. So I've basically spent 2 iron and 3 gold at the moment. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to build all of these. Let's do this a different way. Which one do I want to build? I want to build that one. Right. So that's going to cost me 1 gold, 1 iron, and a wine. So that's coming off. No, that 2 wood is a wine. That's those spent. That's that. That's got to go. We can go here. Right. Then I'm going to spend. Yeah, it's the wine that's tricky. Wine is very tricky because I don't have any. Oh no, I do. It's here. 1 wine, 1 gold, 2 iron for another gold. Is this. Now workers can be placed on cities or agoras. So that can go there as well. And can I do it? Can I do it? I think I might be just short. No, I think I can. So there's the wood. There's the metal. 2 wood becomes a wine. Yes! There should be an achievement for deploying all 3 units in the same turn.
And yes, I did have the pieces that I could have done for in my turn, but
Okay,
yes.
and I get a thing.
I forgot that was an option.
Sure. Got the ladders. Got all of that. Right. So I have deployed, and I'm now going to move 2. So getting on is free. So I can go there. And getting on again is free, and I can go there. And I've got a phalanx. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So
8 with the pillar.
8 with the pillar. Forgot about the pillar. So I've regained control of that particular region.
Yep.
Which might not help me, but I've done it. So it's fun. Right, I'm done.
So I'm going to play the midwife. So I have 3 builders in play because I have a brainwashed red. And that I'm going to +1 to move myself to build.
So it's 2 plus the 1.
Yep. I have domination and consolidation. Well,
So we do that first, actually. Yeah.
But I can't move any further up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Right.
So technically I have it, but it doesn't do anything.
Yep. Oh, so you have domination here, which would move you up there, and you have consolidation over this, and you can't move up there.
No, you
Yeah.
block me from domination.
Oh, I blocked you from.
But I still have consolidation. But again, let's say same as last time, I still can't move off the end of anything.
Where were you consolidating?
There, and there, same as last time. Oh,
So you could.
but then it
Move
the
up
same
here
problem again.
and give me the-
gives
give
you
me the city.
So I still don't want to do that.
Right.
Do you have to?
I would have thought when the first player moves to here that.
If you can dominate, must you dominate?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Is domination optional? That is the rules question.
Well, and it's also do I have to then decide to treat that
No, you don't have to.
as
You don't have to. So domination is optional.
so I don't,
Right, okay.
I don't have to.
Just needs to add the word may into here.
Right. Drawn my cards. Movement. So I have 4 movement points. So moving one piece is 1,
Mhm.
and I can move 1 multiple spaces.
Yep.
That's cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ah, you done that.
So I'll claim that at the end.
Forgot about these prophecies.
And 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Building. What do I feel like building? I feel like building a city because that's right. So wine. Yes. Wine, iron, gold. 2 gold for a stone.
Got it?
Yep.
End of the game's triggered.
Boom.
Finish the current round and play 1 more round.
Okay.
And I was the start player.
Yes. So you have 1 more action.
I've got 1 more turn.
2 more each.
And I've got 1 card in hand. So I don't know what I can do on that 1 turn.
Yeah.
Then I'm just going to nothing else I want to build, nothing else I can afford. So I will take this. And the final one was heed the call of war's resound. That's having six
hoplites
hoplites
and control of all three. I mean,
I've got another one over there. I'd have to get
Yeah.
all my hoplites on, so I'd have to find somewhere getting up on one last one on that track and moving him back to there. So
Yeah.
probably not going to happen.
not going to
but,
happen.
End game's
Fine.
already been triggered.
Okay, Pete.
I'll just refresh.
The only thing we can use the Amphoria for is ascending.
Discard those
Yeah,
we have to use it on the
two.
ascent.
Get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's my go.
So what do you cast? Deploy.
Go. Is that going to help me? Ooh.
So what? So let's see. You're a gold and a steel. You're a wine. So we've got, I've got Citadel. And what have we got out here? Steel. Wood. Probably just that dude. Yep. Done.
So I am consolidating the cornucopia, that one, and that one. So I'm going to move one up there, which gets me nothing.
Which you already nicked
Because I've already got all of the monuments. Very little that I can do, unfortunately. Because this is my last turn.
Yeah.
So refreshing doesn't get me anything. So I think maybe all I can do is play that card for 3, but I don't want to move 3, I only want to move 1. So I'd have to play that card to move 1 to build. And I've got some marble there and some marble there in order to build. I've also got this, but I don't think that's going to get me anything. So 2 marble builds an agora. So this is actually going to be worth 1 power, isn't it?
Yeah.
So moving from a sea to a port is 1 movement. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's just short.
And being in the port gives us, just reminding me,
2 power in
it's
the
2 power rather than 1.
in the space.
So I've got 3 movement. So I can go 1, 2, 3, but I can't quite get in the port to get that. 1 movement point short. Right, that's it. That's me done. Game over for me.
I will move 2 to ascend. Thank you. So green gets a.
Pete, get through a card.
Thank you.
I'm then going to spend top, middle,
Oh, I forgot about them.
and bottom parts,
But you can only do that when you're ascending.
which is what I'm doing now,
Right.
to trigger an ascension.
Yeah, because I've got that, and that. That
I'll
was
jump
going to
this one up to here and drop myself down another city
get nice.
here.
Doris.
And then I don't think I can do anything else. Yeah, nothing else I can really move up on. There's the wood track. Is that, yeah, so I'm already maxed out the 2 I had in the
Okay.
ability for. So the only thing to do is burn 4 points of movement. So it's about the region control at the end, isn't it?
And you get bonuses.
Yeah, so
at the end
now
of the game.
yeah, so now that's where the strength of these kick in.
That's where it's going to really kick in.
So just to quickly go between you and me, Paul. So right now, as things stand, I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17 in there.
Okay.
And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
13, 14.
Oh, it still will jump
Yeah.
in, will it? Okay.
So yeah, not enough.
That's fine. This one's all right as well. So loading is free, we said, wasn't it?
Moving
So
on to a boat is free.
I think I'll load them onto this boat. Maximum one ship per port?
I think so.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I only take 2 of them. So he'll stay there.
Means you might have that as well.
Yep.
You probably do actually now.
You don't have to decide where your ships are pointing just yet, if that one makes a difference. You know, like which
Well, I've
space
put it
they're
in the
giving
port.
power to. Oh, have you?
Yeah,
Oh,
because I forgot to add on Rob's extra 4. Okay, well done, Pete.
No, the text that's on these cards, you have to choose that card
Yeah,
to be
correct.
the one that decides how far you go. All right. So I'm going to do the Olympic track again, which moves me to there, and I'm not going to progress one step here.
way!
Yeah, what
I
happens with
get
that
a
city?
city. That's
Well, do
it
you
goes,
get it?
yeah, it goes to
He'll get that
whoever's
because he's
the
strongest
Well,
in that region.
you get it, do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets the city.
the third one goes to whoever's the highest in this region. The fifth one goes to whoever
Well, it's-
triggered the
So
move.
that's why I wasn't trying.
So you can
assume
take it
that-
back if you change your mind.
I assume that it would go to me, but I wouldn't
No.
place it. No, okay, fine. No, I won't do that then.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't
Um,
doing
so,
go on.
That's why I blocked it on that track.
Yeah, I wasn't following everything that you were doing all the time.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go 5 and go back to ascend again. So I was there.
Because you can do
So I'll
+1.
go all the way around there.
There we go.
And then draw a card for each of your ships. So I get 3.
Yep.
1,
And you can ascend up some tracks.
2, 3. So yeah, I'll ascend up some tracks. I've got 4 wood, which I will use to. No, I could go up. I don't want to do that. I'll go up here. So that's 1, 2. And I haven't got another 3, so that's that. So, and then I've got how many wines have I got? I've got 2 wines. 2 wines gets me up to there, and that gets me one of those or one of those.
I don't think any of that gets any points
No,
though.
probably doesn't. And I've got a bit of gold which I could spend on something. Maybe go up here, 1, 2, with 2 golds, and
Gets either someone from there or another one of these.
So again, there's no points.
Yeah.
yeah. So I can't see that anything else does anything for me. So
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
getting
leave
to
it
the
there.
end of a track is ideally what you wanted to do, but you're already at the end of that one.
Okay, that's the end of my go.
Tom, last turn of the game.
Right. Well, I'll probably just ascend then. Do I need to go up there? Just 2.
3 movement away.
Yeah, I can ascend. So I can pay 2 to go up to that spot, and then I can. Can I M4? I must be able to. Yeah, I can M4
For another
top,
spot.
middle, and bottom. Go up there and put me a city out.
Oh, well done. Oh, except you moved it away. So,
All done? Right, let's add up the scores.
all right.
So, game end. Each control city or region is 3 glory. So, I don't know how we're going to track the
We've
scores.
got a pad of paper.
We don't have a pen or paper, but somebody in the chat can track the scores. Let's do cities
There's a
first.
pen over here
Oh, it's a pen and paper, in fact.
Yeah, fantastic.
and some dice, so we can roll see who won.
Yeah, let's do that. So, Rob, how many cities have you got?
1, 2, 3,
6, haven't
4,
you?
5, 6. Yep.
So that's 18. Pete, cities
3.
is 9. Tom,
3.
9. And how many have I got? 1, 2,
4.
3, 4, 4. So that's 12. Right, each controlled region. So who controls this region here? I'm not sure. We might have to
Yeah.
just count it.
No, it's a shield maker.
Keep an eye in the chat as well. Make sure we have the time correctly. So
Okay,
that's 1
So
for me.
you've got that, so that's 3.
Yep.
We've worked out you've got that.
Yep.
That's another 3.
Yep.
Down here, you've probably got
Let's
this.
work it out. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Right, and I've got 1, 2, 3.
1, 2. Plus 1 for each of you.
Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
So yeah, you got that.
Yep.
Here, I'm guessing it's me.
That's blue, yep.
Here, I think he's green. And here, I think he's red. Okay. Right, next. Prophecy cards.
1, 2,
I've got 2.
4 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Prophecy cards.
5.
Pete,
1.
1. And then monuments. So you take all of the monuments from
I've
your...
actually got any of them.
All of them.
deck.
Oh, maybe I got 1.
Four.
2.
There's 1 point
Two.
each, are they?
Just 1 point each.
1.
1.
Right, so Rob scored 18, 9, 27, 28, 32. Pete has scored 12, 13, 14. Tom has
Check
scored...
the level of the prophecies, each level.
Did you add up your
Oh, yeah.
levels of the prophecies?
Yeah.
Just add up the
Yeah.
cards?
Are you
Yeah.
sure about the top right one with phalanx and everything?
Yeah, we added it up. We can double check. Tom's 12, 17, 19. And Paul is 12, 15, 17, 21. So it wouldn't have made any difference, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with my bonus, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 16.
Yep.
Well, we counted 17, didn't we? But
16.
you've got more.
16 for balance.
Oh, how many do you have? Is it closer than we thought?
Maybe it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12,
16.
16.
Oh,
So that's whoever's higher on this, isn't
I
it?
thought we counted you as 17.
Maybe
But
it is.
anyway, yeah, it's whoever's higher on that. So you did get it in the end.
Well, in that case, I'll just count my bow. Here
Yeah.
as well. So, because there was no need to keep it there.
Right, we are done. Now, bearing in mind, this was a long playthrough, very long playthrough, but that's because none of us have really played the game before. Tom's done the how to play video, but never played it at 4 players. The rules are still being worked on, so there are a few times during this playthrough where we needed to get some help from the designers and the developers. Thank you very much for joining us. So yeah, if you were watching this video and thought, oh, you know, the guys didn't know what they were doing and the rules weren't clear. Yeah, the game is not finished yet. The game is still in development. They are tweaking some of the rules. And to be fair, it sounds like some of the rules that they were telling us seem like the game would flow better with those rules than what's printed in those. So yeah, it's still being tweaked. They've said it's almost finished, and it looks almost finished now. It just needs all of those rules written up in the rule book so that when you get the game, it will all be clear. That's everything.
So can we recap final score?
Recap final scores. Yes, Rob wins with 32. I came
Hooray.
second with 21. Tom with 19. Pete with 14. Now that I know how to play, I will play it very differently next time.
Yep.
We didn't have any sieges. We had a little bit of domination, but now I understand how that works. And the consolidation, that's the way you advance up the tracks for free.
Yep. You just do the final.
Start of your turn. I think that's what you need to do. You need to be getting in those positions to be able to... I mean, to be fair, that's why I kind of went for there, because then I had that one, and that one. That was sort of my plan, to move up those tracks. And then, as you say, that can't get you to the end, but then you get to the end either with resources or these special cards which say move up the track. The prophecies is interesting. It gives you something else to think about. You've always got to keep an eye on what's where, little mini objectives. What was the other one? The building of the cities. And I'd forgotten that you could do this. But it's quite expensive, but those cities are very important.
Yeah. So yeah.
Because they're 3 points.
Each thing
Yeah.
is worth the same as one of the regions.
3 points at the end.
And it's only really, like, you've got to have different resources, but it's only one more than a standard building, which
Yeah.
gets you 0 at the end of the game.
Correct. Right. We're all done. So yes, thank you very much for everyone for watching. Thank you to you three for joining me.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.